news. More than 60,000 federal workers have already said yes to a Trump buyout offer, agreeing to a deferred resignation. But a federal judge is hearing arguments in a lawsuit over the buyout.
He has not weighed in yet on the merits of the case, but the group of federal employee unions representing about 800,000 workers will argue that the Office of Personnel Management lacks the authority to make the offer, and they question whether the government is able to pay the buyout.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. The White House has continued to urge federal workers to take the deal after the judge extended the original deadline until tonight, when he scheduled today's hearing. A different federal judge accuses the administration of failing to comply with a court order on frozen funds.
A federal judge in Rhode Island says there's evidence the Trump administration has continued to improperly freeze federal funds, despite his order temporarily blocking a funding freeze. Judge John McConnell says while the administration argues it's trying to root out fraud, any pause in funding violates the plain text of his temporary restraining order. McConnell blocked plans for a sweeping federal funding freeze last month after nearly 24 states filed a lawsuit arguing President Trump was exceeding his constitutional authority.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. A judge in D.C. also issued a temporary restraining order after nonprofit groups sued. House Democrats have a new task force aimed at challenging the government efficiency efforts led by Elon Musk, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is launching a whistleblower protection portal.
That comes from a Dear Colleagues letter where Schumer says Senate Democrats are also preparing to hold independent spotlight hearings to, quote, expose the rampant wrongdoing of the Trump administration. Republicans have argued President Trump was given a mandate on Election Day to go after government waste.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz in Washington. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not exactly a convenient forecast. Cloudy and 36 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. All clear with your radar. 29 your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. A few rounds of winter weather's on tap this week. Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says freezing rain is the concern tonight before snow later in the week.
Second one looks like it's going to arrive sometime Wednesday during the day and continue through Wednesday night. Now that one, the low is going to track further north, which is going to provide more of a mix of different types of precipitation.
Updike says a third round later this weekend. All depends on what happens with the first two rounds. But snow could be on your horizon. A new study from Marian University in Indianapolis appears to show that location matters when it comes to flu season. Here's Kurt Darling.
Researchers at Marian ranked 100 cities in the U.S. where people are most and least likely to get sick. The cities were ranked based on a variety of factors that cause winter illnesses, including temperature, air quality, and population. The city in the U.S. where you're least likely to get sick is Wilmington, North Carolina. And the number one city you're most likely to get sick in is Bakersfield, California, which is said to have low flu vaccination rates. Indianapolis was number 18 on that list. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Data collected from cars can help make roads safer, especially in the winter.
So when you can start aggregating that data anonymized over, say, a week or a month, it gives us a very good picture of how a traffic signal is operating, how a freeway is operating.
Professor Darcy Bullock is the director of the Joint Transportation Research Program over at Purdue University. He says it's very valuable to public agencies because data from the cars is easier to collect rather than manually going out and making your own observations. And after the Super Bowl yesterday, you may be wondering if Indianapolis will ever host the big game ever again.
City officials, local officials have not ruled it out. I think a lot of people are questioning whether that will happen. Probably, perhaps not.
Gary Digg with Inside Indiana Business talking with WIBC's Tony Katz. Well, another Super Bowl in the Circle City would be a tough ask. Dick says Indy has put in 2 bids to potentially host a future NFL draft. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know, that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
The traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Good afternoon, Matt Bear.
Good afternoon, Harrison. So far, so good. Looking at eastbound 70, a little bit slow, rural to Sherman Drive. And we have a crash east side, Sheridan Avenue, south of 38th. Traffic sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast. Freshen up your morning with Wendy's Breakfast, like a breakfast Baconator. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's. Available at participating U.S. Wendy's. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds increase throughout the day today. It will be dry and seasonable with highs right around 39. Cloudy with lows falling to 29 overnight tonight. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. A huge night for Philly fans. Oh, the Super Bowl. It was a blowout. The Eagles over the Chiefs, 40-22. Here is Philadelphia Mayor and leading the chant, leading her people after the big Eagles win.
ELGSES Eagles!
Eagles. Jalen Hurts, Philly quarterback MVP. He looks like he's on his way to Disneyland, Disney World, wherever. I thought the game was boring. A lot of people didn't care because you won some money. You don't care. You don't. Sometimes
I picked
guys
the
like
Chiefs
you,
to win the game, and I lost that bet.
I did too.
But man, your boy here did pretty well with pretty much every other bet. Okay. So we were rolling.
Grudge him a freaking lations because I had a lot of bets and I did bupkis.
As a matter of fact, I knew it was going to be a good night when I got the coin toss right, because I had a scientific breakdown on why I thought it was going to be tails.
Yeah.
My youngest son watched the game with me. He recorded my reaction to winning the coin toss.
Designated visitors for tonight's game, what is your call? Tails. Tails is the call. Tails is the call. Who's tails?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. Off and running, baby.
Off and running, baby.
That's it. We were 1 for 1 at that point. Game hasn't even kicked off, and I was already up.
And then the next win you had, as far as your bets were concerned, was Jalen Hurts scoring the first touchdown.
That was a big
quarterback.
One. Yeah, we got a big chunk of money out of that one.
That was a good one, man.
Almost didn't happen. If you remember, there was a touchdown, but they looked at it and said the receiver's knee was at the 1. And once it went down to that, I was like, all right, let's go. Do not hand this ball to Barkley. Push that thing in there. Bada bing, bada boom.
God bless you.
There were some things that I did notice throughout the game, non-football related. Did you catch that pop, as it's known as, that crowd reaction that Donald Trump got when they put him on the Jumbotron during that national anthem?
Oh, sure. Yeah, not bad at all. And I know we were having a discussion about this last week. If Trump gets on the Jumbotron, will it be a smattering of boos? Will it be overwhelming applause? Will it be indifferent? Will it be like when John Mellencamp got on screen at Royal Rumble here at Lucas Oil?
Just crickets chirping, basically.
Small town, yeah, way to go.
So,
yeah, no.
Here is the difference in applause between Donald Trump and Taylor Swift. They were each in their own respective suites. You know, Taylor, obviously, girlfriend of Travis Kelce, so she gets up there in the suite pretty much every big game. So Donald Trump was shown on the Jumbotron during the national anthem. Take a listen. So that was pretty strong. You heard that, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, I was watching it. Whoever that guy was doing the national anthem was killer, too, by the way.
So compare that with when they showed Taylor Swift on the Jumbotron.
I gotta tell you, to be fair, it did seem like it was a very pro-Eagles crowd there in New Orleans.
Right. I'm wondering, had Taylor Swift been the girlfriend of Saquon Barkley, do you think that would have been a different reaction?
Yes, no question.
That's
no
it.
question about it. It did seem like there were a lot more Eagles fans there, just by judging, by cheering and applause and things that were happening throughout the game.
But they still cheered for Trump, though.
Well, yeah.
Because normally
Of
you
course.
think of Philly fans, these are the people that booed Santa Claus when he came into a game one time in
They were
Philly.
throwing snow-covered batteries at Santa Claus.
They were. Philly goes hard in the paint.
Yeah.
So they booed Taylor Swift because I think they view her as a chief, but they cheered for Donald Trump. I didn't know what Philly fan was going to do with Trump. I thought KC would cheer, but the Philly fans, they were on board. Which brings us to the question, why is Donald Trump resonating with so many people? Not just those in his base that have voted for him every single time he's ran, but a new group of people. Some are calling it the 80-20 debate.
Okay.
Here's CNN's Scott Jennings.
What is currently the dumbest strategy in politics, which is Democrats taking the 20% side of every 80-20 issue in America. USAID, people want this pared down. They want it streamlined. They want to know where the money is going. Democrats have a meltdown. Today, Donald Trump signs executive order on keeping boys out of girls' sports. Democrats take the 20 side of that issue as well. All these issues, this is like Trump's superpower, finding a bunch of 80-20 issues, getting on the 80, and everybody who's sort of reflexively against him gets on the 20. And now the Democratic Party has like a 31% approval rating. This is why.
And at the same time, Trump's approval rating continues to grow and grow.
Right. So many people have just been beat over the head with Orange Man bad. They can't get over themselves to even admit grown men or biological men should not be playing against women in sports. But because Donald Trump says that, they've got to take the opposite side. If Donald Trump came out tomorrow and said, breathing oxygen is good, you're going to hear Jasmine Crockett and Adam Schiff talk about why we need to be breathing more carbon dioxide. That's who these people are.
And just a side note, Scott Jennings continues to be a star over there at CNN. They are lucky that they have that kind of commentator with that kind of conservative prowess on those panels, because that's why people are watching. That's why we're talking about, that's why we're playing the clips on these shows of ours.
Did you see what Trump put on Truth Social about Taylor Swift last night?
No! Here's what I know about Trump. He left about an hour left. He left with about an hour before the festivities ended, because I believe he was kind of gently picking with that interview he did with Brett Baer, which I'm sure we'll cover. I think he was kind of going for the Chiefs, but once he realized, shoot, he should have left at halftime. He should have left at halftime if he was going to leave.
And the Chiefs ownership, they're big Republican donors.
Yes.
So,
but no, I did not see what Donald Trump wrote about Taylor Swift specifically.
This was last night.
Okay.
Quote, the only one that had a tougher night than the Kansas City Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed, all in caps, booed out of the stadium. MAGA is very unforgiving.
Oh, she got booed out of the stadium. Did she? Did she leave? Did she exit the premises once they showed the close-up of her on the Jumbotron and the fans were
I think
booing?
she stuck around. Yeah, she was still there.
Trump is the one that left with about an hour left to go.
So now we've reached the point in the show where two guys in their upper 40s talk about Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. Nige,
yeah.
Did you get
Okay.
into it at all?
No, not at all. I thought it was awful. I texted you on the thread, worst halftime show ever, and then I'm almost instantaneously being lectured on social media why this is one of the best halftime shows ever.
Usually by a white guy, too.
Usually by a white guy who thinks he knows. I don't even want to get into it, really.
Oh, I can.
You can.
Oh,
all
I'll
right,
be
you
happy to.
get into it. You explain what is going on here, because I thought it sucked. I thought it was boring. I didn't get it. And for some reason, I'm some sort of unhip boomer generation, which I'm not. I'm Gen X, and I don't understand the deeper meaning behind the Super Bowl performance.
Well, you're either a boomer or a racist. Let me just make it first
Those are
very clear.
My only choices.
Boomer or racist, according to other white guys on social media. I told Rob this earlier when I jumped on his show. I was up by 6:30 in the morning today, okay? And, just kind of look at my phone, just trying to get my eyes open. My timeline by 6:30, 6:45 in the morning was this type of breakdown. 33% of people were already ripping on Donald Trump and Elon Musk because that's what they do when they wake up. They can't help themselves.
Yeah.
33% were talking about how the halftime show sucked. 33% of white guys were criticizing the other white guys for criticizing the halftime show. Because
that's it right there.
There are certain groups of white people that feel like they have to be the spokesman for the black community that nobody asked them to be.
Oh, there were, page-long multiple scrolling dialogue and dissertations as to why this Kendrick Lamar performance was totally relevant and important and politically astute, and why Sam Jackson's character as Uncle Sam, he said ghetto, and here's why, and it looked like a prison yard, and did he mention Drake in the diss track? There were a lot. You have to read, if you have to write a 5-minute diatribe on Facebook explaining why the halftime show of the Super Bowl was relevant, you're losing.
Right.
It's not resonating, Val.
And there was a tweet, I think it was by our pal Jeff Boggs, not Kenny Rogers. Listen, we pretty much all agree. The greatest halftime show was Prince. The greatest national anthem was Whitney Houston. It's not like we're being racist here when we say that show sucked. Let's be honest. I didn't get into it.
I liked Steven Tyler and Britney Spears, if you remember that one year. I didn't need an explanation as to why it was good or what I needed to like about that or what I need to understand about Britney Spears and Steven Tyler on stage.
I asked my 17-year-old who likes a little bit of Kendrick Lamar's music. He's kind of got a wild range of music.
We're not the market demo for Kendrick Lamar. I get it.
I asked Jacob, hey, is this performance any good? Is this what he does? And he admitted it was low energy. It's almost like they told Kendrick Lamar, calm it down just a little bit.
It's like Jeb Bush was the choreographer.
Right. Low energy, Kendrick. That's what we got. Let us know what you think at Hammer and Nigel.
Oh, yeah, real tough guy, Lamar. real tough guy, Kendrick.
Oh, Matt Bear, what's going on?
What's happening, Hammer? Looking at eastbound 465 slows from Allisonville Road over to I-69, eastbound 70. Stop and go. Before and after. Rural Street. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. It's time to ditch big wireless. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Now, the 1% that I didn't mention on my timeline were people wanting Weird Al to do the halftime show next year. I saw a couple of those this morning, so that was the breakdown.
I would be all for it.
The one thing I did not see were black guys going, thank you, white guy, for really trying to explain what was going on. We now accept you as one of our own. Please come over to a cookout. We're going to be family members together. Did not see that despite best efforts from Whitey. All right now we've got sunshine 37 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And coming up next, fun facts for kids. Let's go.
No.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messethorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle. excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
February is here and love is in the air. But if you're not in love with the way your home feels this winter, Universal Windows Direct has the perfect solution with their Love Your Windows sales event. Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Right now with Universal Windows Direct, for every 2 windows you buy, you're going to get the next 2 free, and there's no limit. Need 4 windows, you pay for 2. Need 20, pay for 10. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. And that's not all. Universal Windows Direct is offering no interest financing for 3 years. That's 36 months of easy payments with 0% interest. Already have a price from another company? Universal Windows Direct will beat it, so you know you're getting the best deal around. Now, some restrictions may apply, so call Universal Windows Direct to get all the details and schedule your free in-home estimate. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. And check everything out on the web at universalwindowsdirect.com.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, with leading-edge treatment options right in your backyard.
I feel blessed and lucky. If I knew someone that was going through what I was going through, I would definitely encourage them to participate in a clinical trial. For me, it was life-changing.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office. 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. Have you been dreaming of kitchen updates since the new year began? My friends at Hope Plumbing want you to love your plumbing. Update your faucets, fixtures, water heaters, and more with a $100 off a $500 plus plumbing service. Make your remodel dreams or small home update wishes come true and start to love your plumbing again. Call and schedule an appointment today at 317-641-HOPE or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com.
Stay warm and cozy all winter long with a Howald heating, air conditioning, and plumbing tune-up. Seasonal wear and tear can take its toll on your furnace. Schedule now. Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, where coming home never felt so good.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
So, every once in a while, we talk to our bosses, and they tell us, listen, you guys are doing a great job. You guys are number one. But sometimes you can be a little too edgy. You have to remember, you guys are on in the afternoon. Sometimes there could be some young listeners listening to your content.
Parents picking their kids up from school.
Right. Exactly. So I said, okay, message received. That's why we started this segment. We call it Fun Facts for Kids.
Oh, no. It's time for Hammer and Nigel's Fun Facts for Kids.
These are true, 100% true pieces of information that some of the younger listeners of our program can soak in and feel like they're part of the show. Like this. Scientists are now calling for an immediate ban on boiling lobsters while they are alive because they're now reporting that crustaceans can feel pain. So kids, next time your mom is making dinner, or maybe you go to Red Lobster and you hear that high-pitched little squeaky sound, just know it's a lobster suffering in very, very, very hot water, dying a painful, miserable death.
Fun facts for kids.
They're screaming, I believe, is what's happening there as they're being boiled to death.
In honor of the Eagles winning the Super Bowl last night.
The Eagles!
How about some Eagles fun facts here? The two main causes of death for eagles are humans, i.e. gunshot wounds, and number 2, lead poisoning. Eagles can ingest lead from hunter-shot animals, lead sinkers used by fishermen, gut piles left by hunters. It destroys them from the inside, and it's a very long sickness that results in a slow, miserable death if they're not eaten by other prey.
Fun facts for kids.
What's fun? What was fun about that fact about the
when Egyptians used to modify and mummify corpses, they would pull out the brains through the nose of the corpse using a big iron hook.
Fun facts for kids.
Yeah, kids. You learn something new. We're learning here at least.
These are all true pieces of information. If you decapitate a cockroach, it can still live for up to a week. The decapitated head of the roach can still wiggle around, and the remaining body can still defecate all over your kitchen, your basement, or even your stupid little toys.
Fun facts for kids.
Ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus suffered from an illness that made his body swell up with water. So he tried to sweat it off by burying himself in massive piles of animal feces.
What a great idea.
But he got stuck in it and couldn't get out. He ended up overheating and dying.
Fun facts for kids.
Is that what they did back then? Is it like, hey, look, I'm sure I'm bloated. I need to get into a big pile of animal dung.
And I think you need to have a big animal around. Like, you don't have time for dogs and cats to poop that much. You need like an elephant. According to science, women are aroused by chimpanzee porn. A 2005 study published in Biological Psychology, a leading physiology magazine, gathered 18 heterosexual women and 18 heterosexual men and showed them several different pornographic films featuring humans and one featuring chimpanzees.
I'm very uncomfortable here.
Men showed neither objective nor subjective arousal when showing the films, but women did. So remember, ladies, if you eat your vitamins, if you grow up real healthy, one day your body will be turned on by monkeys doing it.
Fun facts for kids.
Can we... That was probably the worst fun facts for kids segment I've ever been a part of.
True stories, and we're bringing in a younger demo, Nige. You're welcome. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Mark Dito, real estate expert, only real estate expert I trust to sell my home and to find me a new one. He's been through every kind of unique situation with his customers you could think of. Katie and Chris, the Perry Township, their marriage was ending, sadly. They were both ready to sell their house and move forward as soon as possible. Mark Dietel made it happen fast and easy. Their home sold for more than they anticipated in 24 hours with 17 showings and multiple offers.
You have a lot of options in the real estate game, but here's what separates Mark Dietel from the competition. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and mutually agreed upon deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. This is what makes Mark Dietel the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Call him today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years!
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five!
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
You could get some snow, mostly sunny with temperatures in the mid-30s downtown. Nothing to worry about on your radar. Low of 29 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:33. Rounds of some wintry precipitation are expected to move through the state this week.
Now, that first one is looking like it'll impact southern portions of Indiana with the greatest amounts near like the Indiana-Kentucky border.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says you may have to worry about some snow on Wednesday. That's going to be that second round of the wintry precipitation. An inch could fall, and then a third round of winter weather could show up closer to the weekend, and maybe some more snow. A federal judge is blocking the Department of Government Efficiency from accessing financial records in order to determine wasteful government spending. Fox's Jackie Heinrich reports.
Well, some changes are hitting roadblocks. A federal judge blocked Elon Musk and Doge from accessing Treasury records after Democratic attorneys general filed suit. Musk called that decision absolutely insane. Vice President Vance went so far as to suggest that judges can't control the executive branch, which legal experts warned could precipitate a constitutional crisis, although Vance couched his statement referring to the executive branch's legitimate power. It's not clear if VP Vance was suggesting defying a court order rather than appealing it to a higher court.
Again, that's Fox's Jackie Heinrich. The Trump administration is facing several lawsuits over its federal buyout program to encourage employees to resign as well. Data you get from your car on traffic and more can be especially helpful to not only you, or to not just public outlets, but also you during winter weather.
And the reason that's of so much value to public agency is you can't afford the resources to manually go out and make those observations all over the place, whereas the cars are collecting that data.
That is Professor Darcy Bullock, a director of Joint Transportation Research Program at Purdue. He says NDOT can use data to determine when plows, salts, and other weather equipment should be sent out during snowstorms. And there's a calming of nerves in the oil market, says oil and gas analyst Troby Lundberg with the Lundberg survey.
Because some countries are negotiating already to have those tariffs reduced, and even Russia and Iran are making some noise, sounding interested in having a dialogue with Washington.
The national average is up slightly to $3.21. AAA says good news if you're in Indiana. It's below that. $2.93 is the average today. That's the same amount it was last week. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:33.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
With traffic at 334. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison looking at eastbound 70 after Roll. This is at Sherman Drive. Crash on the left shoulder causing stop-and-go traffic into the north split for a 7-minute delay. Inbound 65 tightening up 21st to Meridian Penn. North side eastbound 465 beginning to slow after Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds increase throughout the day today. It will be dry and seasonable with highs right around 39. Cloudy with lows falling to 29 overnight tonight. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
It's Monday Gunday with the gun guy.
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Guy Relford.
Stop calling your arms guns.
Hammer and Nigel show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here, also joining us live in studio. Second Amendment attorney and licensed firearms instructor. Host of the Gun Guy Show, Saturdays on 93 WIBC. Guy Relford, how are you?
Man, I am great, and thanks as always to our sponsor for Monday Gun Day. That's Premier Arms in Brownsburg, with the largest selection of new, used, and historic firearms in the Midwest, and PA Jewelers located right in the store. Check them out at 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg or premierarms.com.
Okay, you've been all over the place lately, not just this radio station. You've been on our news gathering partners, Wish TV, talking about that story where the blind guy thinks he's somehow exploiting or got one over on the gun industry and the gun laws in Indiana. We could talk more about that in an update. We have Washington Bezos Post, Washington and Amazon Post was wanting you for a story. I want an update on that. But you recently had not a run-in, but you were asked to comment on some things via Fox 59 and a story they're doing about something that's going on at the State House. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, and I got to tell you, there's a reporter at Fox 59, and listen, I've been concerned about the direction of Fox 59 since they changed ownership, but there's a reporter there, Hannah Adamson, and she just does a spectacular job. She covers the State House, she covers legislation going on, and listen, she's smart, and she knows the issues, and she's fair. And I think that's what we're looking for.
That's all you're asking for, right?
That's all we want. I mean, she's
right
down the middle.
It's a lot to ask in this day and age, especially in that industry. But go ahead.
And it's refreshing. And so she called me today and said, hey, Guy, there's a rally going on with Moms Demand Action or Students Demand Action, gun control groups, and they're pushing for a particular bill to be passed in the General Assembly. We want to come by and get your input. And she didn't tell me, it was actually on text, and she didn't tell me what bill, but I thought I could pretty much figure it out. And I said, sure, absolutely. So right before I came down here, she came by my office, and I was really curious, what bill we're going to be discussing. But I've looked at them, and I'm confident that I can offer some insight. And get this, guys, you will be shocked by this. Moms Demand Action, gun control group. We talk about it all the time. Students Demand Action, gun control group, came in and are fighting for a bill. And when she told me the actual bill we're talking about, I said, I'm all in. Yes, I support that bill. In fact, that's something I've been pushing for several years. Yes, let's get that bill passed, and I hope we get a committee hearing on it. I hope we get it passed. Moms Demand Action and Guy Relford.
Wow.
Agree on a bill.
That'd be like if Jesse Brown came in our studio, the socialist counselor.
Did an interview.
Right.
Oh, wait, that happened.
Yeah,
cats and dogs living together.
Oh, yeah. Total chaos. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm curious. What is the bill?
The bill is something that I actually went down and had a meeting with Senator Todd Young about this when he first got elected and said, let's get this passed at the federal level. What this is it says that if you buy a gun safe or another secure storage device for your gun, you get a tax credit for that. And I actually, what I told Hannah Adamson on the interview, and I'm sure you'll see it on Fox 59 later today. I said I want to expand it. The version I've been advocating for, it would include storage devices and training, to where if you do the right thing, I mean, you guys know me. I'm a trainer. I advocate for safe firearm storage. I advocate for getting trained. If you're going to own guns, get trained.
And safety all the way around.
Absolutely.
You wrote a book.
I've done training with the Hammer family.
Yes.
Right? You guys
absolutely.
became gun owners. What do? We got you trained up. And it's because you're responsible. And what I've been saying is if you do that, why not get a tax credit on it? If you spend money, not because you're buddies with Guy Relford, but because you go buy, spend money on a class. I mean, I've traveled to many other states to get gun training. If you do that, why not get a tax credit on it? If you go buy a gun safe, why not get a tax credit for that? It's a carrot for doing the right thing rather than a stick to punish law-abiding gun owners for the activities of criminals, which is what most gun control laws look like. That's what most laws proposed by Moms Demand Action look like. They affect law-abiding gun owners. They don't affect criminals. Here, you're offering a financial incentive for people to do the right thing. Go buy a safe, go buy a secure storage device, and we'll give you a tax credit. That's a beautiful idea. It's something I've been fighting for years. Like I said, I had a meeting with Todd Young early after he got elected to say, let's get this done at the federal level. And nothing's happened there. So, yes, Moms Demand Action and I actually agree on a bill that they're fighting over in the legislature.
Why is Moms Demand Action, again, traditionally gun grabber group,
absolutely.
Why are they taking this up right now? It seems like there's an angle here somewhere that I'm missing. I mean, because why screw gun safety, screw safes in houses? We want to take the guns. That's kind of the impression I get from these kinds of groups. Forget the safe. You don't need the safe if you don't have the gun.
I think that's such a smart question, Nigel, because what you're asking at the end of the day is you're saying this is a shift, right? And this is different than what we're seeing from gun. And I don't use the term gun grabber a lot, but it's absolutely accurate here when it comes to Moms Demand Action. Why the change in direction? And I don't know is the honest answer, but I this is optimistic speculation. Probably naively optimistic speculation, but what it may be is they're just so entirely tired of getting their butts kicked in Indiana, with no bill they ever bring forward. It doesn't get a hearing. If it gets a hearing, we kick its ass in the hearing. They haven't gotten anything done in Indiana appropriately because everything they do is anti-Constitution, anti-Second Amendment. Maybe they're looking for a little low-hanging fruit here that they could actually get done. Or maybe they're even, and this is where it gets really naive, are looking at things that we might be able to cooperate on to promote gun safety and actually prevent things like accidental shooting. I'm not going there yet. But I have an open mind.
Okay.
That's
great.
Because giving a tax credit for buying a gun safe, I mean, I've spent a bunch of money. I almost cussed right there. I've spent a bunch of money on, I have a $1,000 gun safe sits in my office every day. And if I could have gotten a $200 tax credit for buying that, and that, that encourages me to go buy a gun safe, great. If that does it for more people that are going to secure their guns, awesome. And so I'm all about this. I'm still curious about the motivation and the policy shift. But hey, right now we're singing Kumbaya around the campfire.
So if I understand this correctly, you and Shannon watched the Super Bowl together last night.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys were under a Snuggie together. You were sharing snacks.
Yeah, I go back to your original point. Cats and dogs living together.
Mass hysteria.
Yeah, mass hysteria. Yeah, absolutely.
Guy Relford with us. So the last time we had you on our program, you were getting ready to speak with the Washington Post about this story of the blind guy that bought a gun in Indiana.
Yeah.
And he was basically just trying to be a gotcha type of guy. Look, they gave a gun to a blind guy. Can you believe this? Look how backwoods Indiana is. That was like his motivation for it. And you simply laid out, well, it's the Constitution.
Right.
If you pass a background check, you will get a firearm. But at the same time, if you can't see and you are firing a gun, that's a felony on your behalf. So the story was pretty big here in Indy. It started to get some national attention. What happened on your Washington Post interview?
Yeah, and just a slight correction. This is the guy who applied for his license to carry and then said, I would never actually buy a gun because that would be irresponsible. But state of Indiana says I can get a license to carry, and isn't that completely absurd? And why the state of Indiana needs to change its laws so that they would never give me a license to carry. And yeah, so the Washington Post, they arranged for an interview with me. I do a phone interview that had to go 20, 25 minutes. They published an article late that night, actually, Thursday or Friday night. Did not have my name anywhere in this article. The only thing they did include the statement for the from the National Federation for the Blind that I talked about with you guys, and it's very clear. It said, listen, being blind has no impact on your ability to exercise good judgment and avoid irresponsibly exposing anyone else to any danger. And there's no way that our gun laws should be applied in a way that prejudice and otherwise discriminate against blind persons. And I give
no quote from you, no name, no insight after 25 minutes?
Nothing.
So when that happens, do you automatically think waste of your time? Was that a waste of your time?
What I published on social media is I published their article, and I said, they used my statement from the National Federation of the Blind. It wasn't my statement, it's what I gave them. So I said this wasn't a complete waste of my time, but it was pretty close. But you know what I do is I keep kind of a list, and that reporter from Washington Post, if he calls me again, I'm going to tell him to pound sand.
Yeah. There you go. Come back for one more segment because I want to play a piece of audio from your show this past weekend. Since we're talking about this blind story again, it's the story that won't die.
Right.
You had a very interesting conversation. I want to play a piece of that audio when we come back.
You bet.
It's Monday Gunday. Guy Relford with us. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Window Nation came in and in a day replaced the whole front of my house full of windows. Left my house cleaner than before the install. Now, I need them to come back out and check out one particular window in the back of my house. It's getting kind of old and crusty and letting some air in. I don't need them to do the whole thing. That's the thing with Window Nation. You don't have to replace your entire house for windows. If it's one or two problem windows, they could come in, take a look at it, take the measurements, get it in and out, and they do it quick and they do it efficiently. I know this. I'm a Window Nation customer. And right now, they have a 60% off all Windows style sale going on right now, plus pay nothing with no interest for 2 years.
Even if you're just thinking about getting new windows, or maybe you want a free quote, perhaps this is something you want to do down the line, call Window Nation right now and lock this deal in, because the deal goes away soon. What are you waiting for? 866-90-NATION. Talk to a representative today. 866-90-NATION, or go to windownation.com. 60% off all style of windows, and you don't pay anything for 2 years, but you have to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
Howard Bailey Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment, or text Carmel to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant at home office. 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
I had changed the locks. Didn't even know where she was living. And then one night she calls to say she's getting treatment. Can I drive? I almost hung up. But then I thought, that's my kid. I chose to put away the hurt and the fear and just see my girl.
Addiction is a disease. Standing by a loved one as they fight it will test your faith, patience, and sanity. But it's possible when you see the person, not just their disease. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
We set out to be the very best of the best, and past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
Put the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Baer, what's up?
All right, Hammer, looking at eastbound 70 east side. Crash at Sherman Drive on the left shoulder, slowing us back into the north split. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic from 21st to the north split for a 4-minute delay. Eastbound 465 north side, a little bit slow. Keystone Avenue to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at DrexelIN.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine 37 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Monday Gunday, Guy Relford, the gun guy with us. So you had an interesting guest on your program on Saturday. Before we play this soundbite, who are we going to hear from?
This is Brian Bussard, a gentleman who actually sent me an email after he heard me on your guys' show when I came in on Thursday to talk about this story of a blind person who is trying to essentially get the government to eradicate the Second Amendment rights of all blind people, at least within the state of Indiana. And I was offended, by that guy's approach. But who's really offended by that? Someone else who's blind and who values their Second Amendment rights. And this gentleman sent me an email after hearing me on your guys' show and just said, thank you for commenting how I did. And I just said, hey, how about coming on my show on Saturday? Because I think your perspective is much more important than mine as another blind person. And he did.
And you asked him, what would you, as a blind man, like to say to this other guy that is making a big scene out of trying to get the gun?
Exactly.
It was a great conversation. His answer was fantastic. Take a listen.
If you had an opportunity for a direct conversation with Mr. Sutherland, is there anything you'd say to him?
Yeah, I'd say what you've done now. So, for example, most blind people carry a white cane. Mm-hmm. You've now just made every single person carrying a white cane a target for violence.
That is an angle that I never would have thought of, and that perspective is spot on.
Yeah, it was a big deal. I got to tell you, I'm coming up on 10 years of having my show, and I think I got more feedback on Mr. Bussard's interview than any other interview.
And what was he saying essentially there?
Well, he's saying that if Sutherland, Terry Sutherland is the guy who had this publicity stunt, got his handgun license, and they said, oh my God, we need to change the law so blind people can't have guns in Indiana, and Mr. Bussard was saying, if that's successful, what Terry Sutherland is trying to accomplish, you just told all the bad guys out there that blind people, if you're carrying that white cane, that's an indication to bad guys the state of Indiana don't allow you to protect yourself, and they just painted a great big old target on your back.
Rob them, mug them, do whatever you want, because in addition to being blind, they don't have a weapon to protect themselves.
Break into their home, exactly to your point. And that was so powerful. And that's why I was excited about having him on his show, because I knew he was going to have perspectives that I'm not capable of having as a sighted person, and it was beautiful. And listen, you know that is posted on my page on the WIBC website. Just go to shows, go to Gunday, you'll see it. And it was a powerful interview, and I'm real proud of it.
If anybody wants to reach out to you for a question, training, how can they find you?
Really through Twitter. I'm trying to build that following. Go to Twitter at Guy Relford. Give me a follow at Guy Relford on Twitter.
Guy, you are a rock star. Thank you so much.
Sir. Thank you, guys.
Coming up here in just a little bit, right after 4 o'clock, there's a leak, and all signs are pointing to the FBI. Who is tipping off the residents ahead of these ICE agents? Is it the feds? A lot of people think so. We've got some audio for you. We will have that conversation when we come back. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are going to need a bigger cake.
Now through March 23rd, get Xfinity Gig Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add an unlimited mobile line. Plus, get free Wi-Fi equipment included for 2 years. Switch today and join the network that delivers gig speed to the most homes. Xfinity. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan auto post or bank account. Taxes and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After 12 months, internet rate increases to $65. After 24 months, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
This Valentine's Day, the perfect gift is at PA Jewelers inside Premier Arms in Brownsburg. You're going to find that one-of-a-kind piece without breaking the bank. Unique vintage pieces of jewelry dating back to the 1800s. One-of-a-kind pieces from local jewelers. And they also have those wow factor diamonds if you're looking to make this Valentine's Day something special. A big jewelry selection without the big jewelry price. It's more than a kiss. 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg. 317-858-3030 online at premierarms.com.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Don't miss one of the hottest games this season. For the final time,
Halliburton, the lob to the goal. Caught and dunked by Neesmith.
Catch the Pacers and Knicks in a special ticket offer.
Goes to the corner where Siakam takes it, marches right down the right side and flushes it with the right hand.
Your Pacers are honoring Pascal Siakam's All-Star selection with tickets starting at $4.30 for the Knicks game on Tuesday. Get your tickets at Pacers.com. Pacers Knicks, $4.30 tickets for Tuesday at 7:30.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin.
Terrific. Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Shane Company has partnered with Cupid to bring you the best Valentine's Day gifts, even if you forgot. We won't tell.
From harp necklaces with sparkling diamonds to stylish gold hoops, every piece is made with love. Plus, there's still time to pop the question on the most romantic day of the year. Create your own engagement ring or pick a perfectly preset ring that's ready to go. We make it easy with gifts for every budget, in stock and ready to give, so it looks like you've been planning this for months. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Coming up in 2 minutes, a few rounds of winter weather is expected this week, maybe some freezing rain and snow. Collecting data from your car could go a long way in improving roads you drive on, and Indianapolis has their eye on hosting a future NFL draft. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
The Trump buyout remains blocked. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A federal judge just announcing that President Trump's deferred resignation program for federal employees will remain on hold for now, while the judge considers a longer-term ruling.
The White House says more than 65,000 federal workers accepted the deal that allows them to resign immediately and be paid through the fiscal year. The program is tied to a back-to-the-office policy. A Thursday night deadline was initially set for individuals to decide, but that was put on hold for arguments today.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The judge did not say when he expects to make a final decision. Democratic lawmakers rallying in front of the Social Security headquarters in Maryland.
We have one simple message, which is Elon Musk, keep your hands off of our Social Security.
Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen after reports of Elon Musk's government efficiency workers scrutinizing more federal agencies.
Doge is taking a lot of incoming. They've been bombarded with lawsuits trying to stall their progress and handcuff their efforts to continue to expose the fraud and waste of Americans' taxpayers' dollars. A federal judge ruling over the weekend that Doge cannot have access to the Treasury payment system out of concern that sensitive information could be disclosed. President Trump says these court rulings are crazy and that Doge will not be deterred.
Fox Business's Hillary Vaughn on Capitol Hill. President Trump has more tariffs on the way.
He is set to announce a 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum imports into the U.S. Later on this week, we're also supposed to be hearing about reciprocal tariffs that are ahead. Any country who charges the U.S. will so also be charged.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. The president has also said actions taken by Canada and Mexico so far to stave off tariffs aren't good enough. Stocks finish higher. The Dow up 166 at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's going to be an interesting week. 37 degrees and cloudy downtown. All clear on your radar. Low of 29 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. This week's winter precipitation is supposed to come in 3 rounds. Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says the first one it moves through tonight, and it could include freezing rain.
The second one looks like it's going to arrive sometime Wednesday during the day and continue through Wednesday night. Now that one, the low is going to track further north, which is going to provide more of a mix of different types of precipitation.
Updike says the third round will depend on what happens with the first two, so I guess keep your head on the swivel with the weather this week. You might often hear that the world has become more connected than ever before. John Herrick reports on how cars are helping with that.
We're at the point right now where about 5% of the cars in the United States are connected.
Purdue professor Darcy Bullock says they can communicate wirelessly with other cars and infrastructure to give you information you need.
It provides us a tool to explain to the general public, here's the impact, and we can show speed slowing down, we can show periods of time where the road is totally closed, and then reopening.
He says this data can help you get away from unexpected accidents and weather events. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
There is a calming of the nerves for people in the oil market. This according to oil and gas analyst Trilby Lundberg with the Lundberg Survey.
Because some countries are negotiating already to have those tariffs reduced, and even Russia and Iran are making some noise sounding interested in having a dialogue with Washington.
The national average is up slightly to $3.21. AAA says the average here in Indiana is $2.93. It's the same as it was last week. And it's been 13 years since Indianapolis last hosted that Super Bowl. Gary Dick with Inside Indiana Business says the city could host the NFL Draft next.
Indianapolis has bid on 2 future drafts. They're not saying which years they are yet, are still in the running, and are waiting to hear how those bids go.
Dick tells WIBC's Tony Katz that Indianapolis continues to have a good relationship with the NFL. He also mentioned the city would like to keep hosting the Combine beyond 2026. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
The traffic on the 5s at 4:05. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, I have State Road 67, Kentucky Avenue closed to both directions south of Canby Road as we figure out what's going on down here. I'm told work with the power lines, and that's about it. Right now, you will have to reroute around Kentucky Avenue, State Road 67 to the south of Canby Road. Also looking at inbound 65 stop and go traffic 29th to the north split for a 7-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Get matched to your perfect bed now and sleep at night. Plus, if you see a lower price, they'll match it. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds increase throughout the day today. It will be dry and seasonable with highs right around 39. Cloudy with lows falling to 29 overnight tonight. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Okay, Hammer, you texted me this story over the weekend. And not much surprises me anymore about what's going on at the federal level. All the alphabet agencies, but over the weekend, multiple media outlets, including Fox, reporting that it's the FBI that could be leaking Trump info about ICE, tipping off locals before federal ICE raids to come in and get the criminal illegal element out of those cities.
There was some confidential document that made its way online. And the movers and shakers feel like this came from the FBI because that's one of the areas right now where it's still all the old people that have not been fired yet. This is why they have not been in a hurry to get the Kash Patel confirmation rolling, right? The guys that are working there now hate Kash Patel because he was the one that called out their ridiculous nonsense when it came to warrants and Carter Page. He was the one that broke that story. So they hate him.
Yeah.
So they're calling their cronies in the Senate saying, whoa, hold on. We need to have another hearing before we can have a committee vote on Kash Patel. Why? Because they want to keep leaking information to people in communities so ICE agents can't deport them back.
You remember back in 2015, 2016, the high-ups, the FBI relied on that phony Steele dossier. Remember the Steele dossier? The PP tapes? Donald Trump is colluding with the Russians, which was commissioned and paid for by Hillary and the DNC. And they had to get those FISA warrants. Those FISA warrants allowed them to spy on the Trump campaign, specifically, as you mentioned, a guy named Carter Page, who was part of the transition team for Donald Trump, part of an advisory Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. They kept on getting those phony FISA warrants, which allowed them to spy. And Kash Patel is going like, hey, look, this is all going to come to. Now, I feel like pretty much told everybody. I just shed the light on it. We've been
Right.
talking about that for years, but nobody in Washington wants to make it official. Nobody in Washington up until now wants to hold anybody accountable for what would happen, for what was happening on those FISA courts.
And Kash Patel wants to clean house inside the FBI. So they're going to try to screw him along as much as they can. So while that's going on, the good time party boys that are still at the FBI are trying to be the biggest pain in the backside to Donald Trump they can possibly be. Sure. So somebody is leaking information to these communities where ICE raids are about to happen, and basically giving these illegal immigrants time to get the hell out of there. This is the Attorney General Pam Bondi. She was on site at the Super Bowl, but talked about this before the game.
If anyone leaks anything, people don't understand that jeopardizes the lives of our great men and women in law enforcement. And if you leaked it, we will find out who you are and we will come after you. And it's not going to stop our mission. It's not going to stop the president's mission. We were very clear with the lawsuit that we filed in Chicago that if you don't follow the law, you will be prosecuted by the Department of Justice.
Yeah, and by the way, you hear a name like Carter Page, and I know not everybody understands who that is or who that was, very important, but he was never indicted for the crimes that the FBI was looking at him for.
Right.
Okay, just so you know, his name didn't appear in any of Mueller. Remember the Mueller report? The FBI apologized to the FISA court for mucking this whole thing up. And it's refreshing to have a new regime in there, going back to look at all those things that you and I have been talking about for years, but nothing has really ever been done about it other than us pointing it out and complaining about it.
Right. Because even in his first trip around the sun as the president here, Donald Trump did not put the best people in positions to clean this mess up. He got suckered into taking a bunch of these establishment squish. But this time around, he's wanting Kash Patel to go in there to be the bulldog inside the hen house, right? So we'll see what happens. But the one thing that the Attorney General said right there that I think is really important, this puts ICE agents in danger. Because when you tip off the community that these officers are going to be nearby, you never know how motivated one of these lunatics is going to be. It's not just Pam Bondi saying that. That's what the Border Czar, Tom Homan, said as well. It's like, this is reckless, it's dangerous, and it puts our officers' lives at stake.
Does it seem like the current Border Czar is getting just a tad more accomplished than the former administration's Border Czar?
Well, he's been to the border, so that's a big win right there. That's phase one. Go to the border.
Kamala Harris, the previous, I've never been to Europe. You're going to go to the southern border, but you've never been to that. I've never been to Europe either.
That border is unburdened by what has been, and what's not as bad as me down there. I promise you that right now. Kristi Noem, the head of Homeland Security, quote, "The FBI is so corrupt. We will work with any and every agency to stop leaks and prosecute these crooked deep state agents to the fullest extent of the law." Now, what I love that I'm hearing is the word prosecute, because in the years past, I think all of these folks just leaking information, they thought, you're not going to do anything. You're a you-know-what. But now Trump's assembling his people. Now, I guess it depends on the judge that's around, but you've got Pam Bondi. Pretty soon you're going to have Kash Patel. You've got a lot of folks that are ready to sue your ass into oblivion if they feel like you're screwing over the country. So start it. Start the process. Find out who it is. Get your intel guys on it. Maybe you call Pete Hegseth up. Find me your best intel guy. We're going to find out who the Fed is, and we are going to prosecute the bejesus out of them. President Trump has ordered the U.S. Treasury to stop making pennies.
We don't need pennies anymore?
Well, it costs 2 cents to make the 1 cent coin. And I think Trump, along with Doge, was like, I'm no math major here, but if we're spending 2 cents to make 1 cent, that sucks.
Boy, they really are going line by line, aren't they, Doge, in terms of cost cutting? They're looking at every little Excel spreadsheet and going through everything. Wait a minute. It costs 2 cents to make a penny? A penny is only worth 1 cent? What should we do about that?
Well, if you want to do the math here, the U.S. Mint produced more than 3 billion pennies last year. So, I mean, there's a little bit of savings right there. It's not cutting off Ukraine savings, but it's a little bit of savings right there. Hey, we got exciting news here. You guys are awesome. Our charity bowling event, Red, White, and Bowl, presented by Jack Daniels, has now sold out, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
As I posted on social media, we are going to have a great time helping some veterans. And we're going to drink. We're going to have a pizza buffet. If you got tickets, count down the days, man. This is one of my favorite events.
I just found out that I have a ride that night.
Yeah, it's me.
Well, it's you from here to the event center, but
ride home.
I have a ride home that night because my wife's out of town. The kids are going to be out of town. I have some friends that have that own a company they bought a few lanes. And so, 2 words, it's on.
It is on like Donkey Kong, baby. And also, just a few bottles left of our tequila. The only place you can find it now is Fisher's, the Ale Emporium in Fisher's. Greenwood, Ale Emporium, sold out. Castleton, Ale Emporium, sold out. Fisher's just has a few bottles left, I believe. You might want to call before you go or stop by right now before they're gone. But, man, you guys are awesome. Our bourbon sold out quickly. The tequila, it's basically sold out right now. Bowling event, twice it's sold out. I'm telling you, the Hammer and Nigel show listeners, you guys come to the table, man. You guys go hard in the paint.
Every time.
Every time. We love you guys. You guys rock. Thank you so much for supporting what we do at our events. All right, Matt Baer, what's up?
Southbound 65 stop and go traffic 29th to the north split. Eastbound 465 a little bit slow from Keystone Avenue over to I-69. State Road 67 Kentucky Avenue shut down in Decatur Township just to the south of Canby Road for work on the power lines or utility lines here, I am told. Traffic sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Want expert tax prep? Jackson Hewitt will give you $100 to switch. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right now, how about 46 people jump on the WIBC YouTube feed? We got this little nickel and dime pony show streaming. You can see Nigel's very svelte face. Nigel's lost a lot of weight.
Oh, you're too kind.
I got a haircut, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
It's all gone to my buttocks.
Check out the cams. Jump in the chat. Sometimes the chat gets a little dirty. Knock yourselves out. I do not care. But just give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. That's all we care about. Trying to get to 100. We need 46 badass Hoosiers to give us a thumbs up, and our toes will be tapping. All right, right now, sunshine, 37 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Is this anything? Next.
AAA not only is the best at helping you out with flat tires, roadside assistance, replacing my dead batteries at work, but they can also plan some amazing vacations. And with all this snow and ice, I'm ready for a trip to Universal Studios with the family in Florida. You know what I mean? No matter where you're headed, AAA can help you get the best price on your next vacation at the AAA Travel Expo, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel.
It's free. You don't even have to be a AAA member to attend. Although members love additional benefits like 24/7 365 roadside assistance. So save the date right now for the AAA Travel Expo 2025, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel. Find your dream vacation at Indiana's favorite travel show. Bring a friend and enjoy the day. Get more information and pre-register for your chance to win a $500 AAA travel voucher at AAA.com/expo.
When you're running a small business, every dollar counts. And there's lots of ways you could try saving money, like, say, subletting half your office. to an exotic pet shop. Or downsizing your fleet of catering trucks to a fleet of catering scooters. Or you could try a smarter way to save. Switch to Comcast Business Mobile. It could save you up to 70% on business wireless compared to AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. And save you the hassle of having a parrot as your desk mate. So don't compromise your business to save money. Keep it growing with Comcast Business Mobile. An incredible value and smarter way to save. Comcast Business Mobile, powering smarter savings, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Compares weighted average of providers based on optimized pricing. Comcast Business Internet required. Reduced speeds after data usage included with plan. Savings may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Get C&J's 6-point well inspection for the low price of only $285, and if you book now, you get double value from it because that $285 can also be used as a credit towards any other purchase above $900 for things like well cleaning, pump replacement, tank installation, or a new hydrant. This is Denny Smith, and you need to get this winter special before the season's in deep freeze. Just call C&J. Great systems and great people, too. 317-852-WELL. That's 317-852-WELL.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office. 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Miscellaneous. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Miscellaneous happens to help you through it.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Hammer, we're brought to you by Window Nation.
Woo!
Get 60% off all styles of windows right now. You don't pay anything for 2 years. You don't have to get a whole house full of windows, by the way. If you have one problem window like I have in the back of my house, which Window Nation is going to be coming and taking care of shortly, it doesn't have to be the whole thing. But if you have even one or two windows, call Window Nation. If you're just thinking about getting windows, 866-90-NATION, and just get a free quote. WindowNation.com or 866-90-NATION. 60% off all window styles for this month only.
Is this anything? Someone in Seattle stole more than 500 eggs from a restaurant the other night.
No kidding.
We've gone from robbing people at gunpoint for cash to going Mission Impossible for eggs at this point. Here's the general manager talking about the crime.
We saw the guy with the van, and then we tried to block them, and then they just almost crashed us, and then they just ran away. But they didn't touch anything. They just stole the egg, liquid egg, and some meat. The champagne costs more, but they stole the egg.
They left the champagne, but stole the eggs?
Hell, the eggs might be more expensive at this point. I don't know.
I think that's what they said. Yeah, I mean, this is something, and Gosh darn it all, if Donald Trump in his first 2 weeks of office hasn't been able to lower the price of eggs, what did you people think was going to happen?
Eggs are still the same price. Eggs are still the same price.
In fact, they're going up. In fact, they're going up. In fact, they're going up. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Trump is imposing tariffs on Canada and Mexico. I thought prices were going to go down and eggs are going up. So what are you going to do? So I thought Trump's breaking promises already. Blah, 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 blah.
That's 80% of my timeline sometimes. What you just did right there. That little montage of melting down libs.
The eggs thing is like, well, I thought the price of eggs was supposed to come down. It's $9 a carton in California. What is Donald Trump? He's been in office for 2-3 weeks since the inauguration.
And you didn't say anything for 4 years.
Yeah, all right.
When your people were doing this kind of crap.
Record inflation, spending out the ass, money, billions going to Ukraine, half of which we don't know where it's at. Zelensky says he doesn't know where it's at. But now all of a sudden the tariffs and the eggs are the problem. Now, I will say, and I have a suggestion here, ladies and gentlemen, because I was struggling with this. Valentine's Day is Friday.
That's right.
So, sure, things are more expensive these days, but I'm certain you can still get your lady, get your loved one, get your daughter something very special.
Simple and striking. Pure and eternal. Refined and luxurious. It makes a statement like nothing else. Celebrate your special love and show it to all the world with the gift of eggs. Whatever the occasion, dazzle her with eggs.
Could you imagine? My wife wakes up, my 10-year-old daughter wakes up on Friday morning with a carton of eggs with a red bow wrapped around it. I would be neutered right then and there.
See, I think the coupon lady would be on board. Coupon lady would be like, hell yeah, where did you find these at? Were you part of that robbery that took place in that store?
I love how they took the eggs but not the champagne. Where are you going to get eggs on the black market? Where are you going to sell those? What fence do you have? What person did you find to facilitate the smuggling, the selling of eggs on the black market? I don't get it. I don't
the Brinks truck was wide open with the doors open. They left that. Right. But all the eggs got loaded up into the A-Team van and they sped off. Is this anything? A Minnesota man who won a free cruise in a contest.
Cool.
It ended up owing $47,000 to Norwegian Cruise because he got sick and he got the flu on the cruise.
47,000 or 4,700?
It says 47,000.
Holy God Almighty! For the flu?
He was down and out for multiple days, and the medical team on the cruise line had to give him treatment and IVs for 3 days.
What a ripoff!
Here is Mike Cameron and his girlfriend talking about what went on.
I mean, I really don't know how I'm going to ever pay him off. I'm going to have to, but I don't know how. To turn around the day we're leaving and get handed a $47,000 bill, I just didn't even know what to do. And everybody in the medical ward kept saying, don't worry, you have $20,000 coverage. You'll be just fine.
On the traveler's insurance.
Yeah. There's no way $47,000 is what this guy is going to have to pay for coming down with the flu on the cruise.
If that's the kind of fee their medical team is charging, I better come out of there with superpowers.
Yeah, I better with a couple of new lungs and maybe even a new heart.
A longer crank, something.
Now, Norwegian is saying that look, the pricing is closely comparable to other cruise lines. This is fair and reasonable, but we're going to be looking into whether the charges are typical for flu treatment. What does a flu treatment usually cost in the United States that's different on a Norwegian cruise line?
Look, Big Pharma's got a lot of making up to do, Nige.
Oh, hell. I don't know if you saw that commercial on the Super Bowl. Did anybody know where I'm going with this?
I saw it.
With the Pfizer commercial, but I didn't know it was a Pfizer commercial until the very end.
Mama said knock you out. Yep.
All that Pfizer commercial was until the very end, and God bless them, it was an advertisement for breast cancer or breast cancer awareness, but you didn't find that out until the very end of that commercial, and it was just breast after chicks with halter tops and working out and bouncing up and down and things like that. And then at the end, it was Pfizer, breast cancer awareness, 8 million. And then God bless them. I was not aware that's what that commercial was leading up to.
They had a couple ads. There was one kid, I think, leaving the hospital.
Yes.
And he was like a boxer, and they were playing LL Cool J. And you think, wow.
No, that's a different one. And that one, I saw a great one. Pfizer made that kid run all the way home.
That's a great way to look at that.
He's running out of the hospital. You ring the bell, you're cured of cancer, but he was doing the boxing thing. And Pfizer made that kid run all the way home before he was able to get to where he was going.
All that money, you thought they'd get him an Uber or something. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Are you missing those 60-degree days yet? 37 degrees with a few clouds above the monument. A check on the radar comes up clear, 29 your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox from Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 4:32. Snow is possible this week. Northern Indiana could wind up getting the worst of it.
Areas like Lafayette, Kokomo could see, totals upwards of 3+ inches, whereas down in the Indianapolis area, we're looking at lesser totals.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says the precipitation this week comes in 3 rounds. It could bring some freezing rain tomorrow and then maybe some snow again closer to the weekend. You'll have to wait and see. A government buyout offer from the Trump administration will stay on hold as a federal judge orders. Fox's Jared Halpern reports.
A deadline for federal employees to accept a resignation offer will continue to be extended. A federal judge in Boston is leaving a temporary stay in place until a final ruling on a challenge to the buyout plan. The White House says more than 65,000 federal workers accepted the deal that allows them to resign immediately and be paid through the fiscal year. The program is tied to a back-to-the-office policy. A Thursday night deadline was initially set for individuals to decide, but that was put on hold for arguments today. District Court Judge George O'Toole says he's keeping his order in place for now. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Data collected from cars can help make the roads safer, especially in the winter.
So when you can start aggregating that data anonymized over, say, a week or a month, it gives us a very good picture of how a traffic signal is operating, how a freeway is operating.
Professor Darcy Bullock's the director of the Joint Transportation Research Program at Purdue University. He says it's very valuable to public agencies because data from cars is easier to collect rather than manually going out and making your own observations. And after the Super Bowl yesterday, you might be wondering if Indianapolis will ever get to host one again.
City officials, local officials have not ruled it out. I think a lot of people are questioning whether that will happen. Probably, perhaps not.
Gary Digg with Inside Indiana Business talking with WIBC's Tony Katz. He says the league typically likes to favor cities that have built some newer stadiums, so getting a Super Bowl back here would be a tough ask. Digg says, though, Indy's put in a couple of bids to potentially host a future NFL draft. Last year's was up in Detroit. And a good day in the market to start the week. The Dow up by 167 to 44,470. The NASDAQ up by 190 to 19,714. And the S&P 500 increasing by 40 to 6,066. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:35.
Terry Stacy for Cardwell Do It Best Home Center, just south of the Gateway Arch on Indy's South Side. Your discount roofing headquarters. Stop in for wholesale and factory direct pricing on the roofing shingles and supplies you need at the price you love. They offer dimensional and 3-tab shingles at low, low prices. Cardwell also carries a full line of best look quality paints produced by Sherwin-Williams, America's largest paint manufacturer, with paint and primer all in one. Cardwell also carries a full line of Hillman fasteners, and for winter, snow shovels, rock salt, and ice melter all in stock. At Cardwell Do It Best, you'll also find a full line of lawn and garden supplies, plumbing, electrical, with lumber and building materials too. Cardwell Home Center. Shop online at cardwellhomecenter.com with over 67,000 products available and free shipping to the store. Cardwell Do It Best, 3205 Madison Avenue, just south of the Gateway Arch on Indy's South Side, serving the greater Indianapolis community since 1945.
With traffic at 436, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison crashed southbound 65 at 21st Street. It blocks the left lane, causing a slowdown. Eastbound 70 slow out at the north split to rural. Eastbound 465 on the northeast side, slow roll from Keystone Avenue over to I-69. And State Road 67 in Decatur Township closed both directions south of Canby Road for utility work. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road at North at Shadeland or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds will increase tonight with lows falling down to the upper 20s to low 30s. Chance for some light snow Tuesday morning with a better chance for snow south of Indy with highs in the mid-30s under cloudy skies. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, hi, I'm Nigel. Jason Hammer's over there. I sort of mentioned it very quickly earlier that Trump's approval rating, higher than it's ever been. CBS, legacy media outlet. Legacy media, you hear that term. It basically means mass media institutions that have dominated prior to the quote-unquote information internet age, like the legacy, like all the networks and stuff. Anyway, CBS is part of that, and so they were gritting their teeth. They were grinding. Here's you love you some Margaret Brennan from CBS, don't you?
Man, I have such mixed feelings because I might have a little crush on her. But she's such a horrible, horrible person. Like, I hate myself for it. You know, like if given the opportunity, if I were a single man, she's a single woman, I wouldn't rule out maybe a one-nighter together.
Not bad.
But the fact of the matter is, she is such an activist in a journalist job, it pains her when Donald Trump has any sort of success. So here is old Mags, Margaret Brennan on CBS, and along with the CBS polling expert, talking about what the numbers are showing.
Our CBS poll finds that a majority of Americans, 53%, approve of the job he's doing. That's a better approval number than he ever reached during his first term in the White House. What's driving this?
I will keep it simple, Margaret. He is doing, in the eyes of the public, what he said he would do in the campaign.
Wow, what a concept. So you campaign on something.
He's keeping campaign promises? What?
You actually do a lot of what you said you were going to do early on, and people seem to respond. That's weird. Let's hear a little bit more from the
it's odd, isn't it?
CBS polling expert and old Mags.
70% of people say he's doing what he promised. That's whether they approve of him or not. Now, there's another part of this that continues over from the campaign. There were words that he was described as being tough, being energetic, and he still is today in big majority numbers. So as people take a look in these first few weeks, there's been a lot of activity. They're getting that general sense of governance, and that's being reflected in these early numbers.
So that's perception. What about the actual policies?
Well, let's start with the ones that are popular. And again, these echo a lot of what we saw in the campaign. The idea of deporting those in the country illegally continues to be popular. We saw that in the campaign. Sending troops to the U.S.-Mexico border, again, majority in favor. We'd seen that in the campaign. The focus on ending DEI is popular. We had seen in the campaign a lot of them thought those processes had gone too far.
All that's been happening. I mean, take what's happening at the southern border, for example. The number of illegal encounters, crossings, have dwindled down to virtually nothing. What does that say to you, Hammer? Donald Trump kept his promise during the campaign about controlling the southern border, but extrapolate that to the previous administration.
Well,
you know, it's like, well, yeah, Biden and everybody else, yeah, we're controlling the border. I mean, you know, little towns like McAllen, Texas are being overrun, but we've got to get these people through. We've got the app, and, you know, we're doing the best we can. And by the thousands, people were coming through. And now what's happening?
Mayorkas said the border was secure.
Which was a lie. But what is happening right now? Donald Trump fixed it, which means that it could have been fixed in the previous administration, except they either didn't want to or didn't know how to, or they were incompetent, or all three, but I think they didn't want to.
Before the game, Donald Trump sat down with Brett Baer of Fox News, the presidential interview that airs before the Super Bowl, assuming the president's not a vegetable like we've seen the last couple of years.
Assuming.
And again, Brett Baer talked to Donald Trump about finding government corruption money and Elon Musk's role in that.
I don't know if it's kickbacks or what's going on, but the people, look, I ran on this, and the people want me to find it. And I've had a great help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific.
Bottom line, you say you trust him.
Trust Elon? Oh, he's not gaining anything. In fact, I wonder how he can devote the time to it. He's so into it. But I told him do that. Then I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse. And, you know, the people elected me on that.
Couple of things here. First, watch for the media. They're already doing it. They're trying to fracture the relationship between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. There are stories floating out about how Donald Trump... That's why Brett Baer asked him, do you trust him? Or is he trustworthy? That's one of the reasons why Brett Baer asked that in the first place. They are trying to divide Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And I also think it's an embarrassment, and Rob Kendall made a great point on Kendall and Casey. Why does it take Doge and private citizens to do what the Republicans, elected Republicans, should have been doing this whole time?
Bingo. Not just Democrats. There's some wishy-washy, squish-ass Republicans that sat around.
It's embarrassing.
Thought everything was fine. And again, I see this like on the YouTube chat stuff here. Lib lady on YouTube. She's very upset that the cost of eggs haven't changed yet, but turds like her haven't said anything for 4 years. While the government spending was fast and furious and money going to Ukraine, which, oh, by the way, there's no paper trail of, and they're missing half of it. All of a sudden, it's the cost of eggs on day one. That's where they draw the line. People like Lib Lady are total whack jobs, and it's hilarious watching them try to deal with what's happening right now. But again, feel free to jump into the YouTube chat. It's wide open. Another thing Trump did before the Super Bowl, he did a press conference on Air Force One. So he's en route to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
There's a reporter from the Huffington Post that asks some ridiculous question about the Supreme Court. It doesn't even make sense. Like just rambling word salad.
Whatever.
The way that Trump responds to this guy and the way that he says dead, like he's always done this. Like when he announces a terrorist has died.
El-Baghdadi.
El-Baghdadi is dead.
Dead.
DEAD-AH. Dead. Listen to what he says to the Huffington Post.
The Vice President suggested that if the Supreme Court rules in a way that you don't like, they can just enforce it by themselves. Do you agree with that?
I don't know even what you're talking about. Neither do you. Who are you with?
Up close, sir.
Who?
Up close.
No wonder. I thought they died. Are they still around? I haven't read them in years. I thought they died.
Thought they died.
They were dead.
Died dead.
It's like Eighth Rothstein talking to Sharon Stone after she kidnapped his kid and she came back, with Lester Diamond and James Woods' character. You ever do that again to me? You're dead. You take my daughter again, you're dead. Dead.
El-Baghdadi is dead. I thought they died. HuffPost died.
HuffPost died. Like, what's HuffPost even doing on Air Force One?
Right. All right. Let's give away some tickets here. Let's do this. We've got, this is awesome. An Evening with Jeff Foxworthy, presented by HSEF.
Hell yeah.
Friday, February 21st at the FEC, the Fishers Event Center. Tickets are on sale right now, fisherseventcenter.com. Caller number 9, 239-9393. Caller number 9, in honor of Valentine's Week, it's Love Song edition of Sing Along With Me.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't just something where people call and get the tickets
No.
automatically?
You've got to fill in where I leave off on a well-known love song. And nobody's got a voice like I do, so this is going to be enjoyable for everyone. Caller number 9, 239-9393. Sing along with me.
Are you having a hard time making it through a day of work without foot pain or discomfort with things that used to be simple like walking the dog? You may be thinking there's no way that something as simple as the Good Feet store can help you, like Bill.
My feet would just ache, my back would hurt, my ankles, everything just hurt. And I'd seen the commercial several times before I finally said, I'm going to do this. And I'll be darned if it didn't work. I feel a million times better than I ever did.
Another satisfied customer of the Good Feet store is Wendy.
Since wearing my arch supports from the Good Feet store, my back pain is gone and my feet don't hurt as much. And as I look into the future without pain, I see myself being even more adventurous, joyful, and full of possibility.
Come to the Good Feet store today for your free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood just off the 65. Or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Discover your options at the Good Feet store.
These cold winter nights mean more than just frosty windows. They can also spell trouble for your roof. Freezing temperatures, ice, and snow can lead to leaks that cause costly water damage if left unchecked. Moss Roofing is here to help. Tony Katz here, and Moss Roofing are the only ones to trust. A family business based right here in central Indiana. Whether it's a free inspection, patching a pesky leak, or a full roof replacement, their expert team has your winter roofing needs covered. Plus, they offer numerous financing options to make it easy on your wallet. Don't wait for that drip to turn into a disaster. Call Moss Roofing today for a roof done right every single time. Talk to Moss Roofing today. 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or find them online at Moss Roofing, MOSS, mossroofing.com.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-210-8808. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808.
I'm a grandson, a son. I'm an employee and a mentor. I'm a father to 2 beautiful kids and a husband to an amazing wife. And I have a substance use disorder. In other words, I'm living in recovery with an addiction. And now that you know, will you let it change how you see me? It's okay to see my addiction, but I want you to know it's people choosing to see me as a person that changed my life.
See the person, not just their disease. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
The commander-in-chief doesn't have to watch Matlock with pudding smeared on his face. We've got a commander-in-chief that no longer falls up and down the stairs multiple times. I'm excited for that.
Hammer and Nigel. Afternoons on 93 WIBC.
What a coincidence. We're on right now on 93 WIBC.
Oh, hi.
Hey. Hi. Matt Baer, what's going on?
Southbound 65 approaching downtown. Crash at 21st Street, blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic to MLK. That's a 7-minute delay. South side outbound. It is southbound 65 before Raymond, where we have a breakdown in the center lane. This is stop traffic back to Washington Street on southbound 6570. State Road 67, Kentucky Avenue. Indicators Township closed both directions right now south of Canby because of power line repair. Have a report of utility work there. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road at North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, partly sunny, 37 at the American Standard Heating and Weather Center. And Lisa was caller number 9. Lisa, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So, Lisa, it is a special Valentine's Week edition of Sing Along With Me, and this is how it's going to work. Here in just a moment, I'm going to sing a popular love song. I'm going to stop at some point. If you get the next line right, just get close, we'll give you credit. You got to get 2 out of 3, and if you do that, we're going to give you these Jeff Foxworthy tickets, okay?
Fantastic.
Okay. Are we ready, everybody?
No.
Okay. Allison. And I meant every word I said. When I said that I loved you, I meant that I love you forever. Here we go.
Come on.
And I'm gonna, Lisa.
Keep on loving you.
Yeah! All right. One down.
Okay.
Got to get one more, and then we'll give you the tickets. One out of these next two. Here we go. Till now, I always got by on my own. I never really cared until I met you. And now it chills me to the bone. How do
I don't know.
get you alone? A little heart.
How do I get you alone?
Oh, no. Even Hammer knows.
Okay. Here we go. It comes down to this.
All right.
Here we go. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be
right there with you.
I need a judge's ruling.
I think they're close enough. Let's give it to them.
Allison, you're the decider.
Yes, absolutely.
We're going to count it. All right, there we go.
That wasn't it, though.
you.
Can you finish? Can we start it over so we can do the right one?
Let me finish it. Do that one more time,
I'll
Allison.
give it to you, but you were almost there. Lisa.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. That's the exact lyrics, but Lisa, screw it, you're close enough. Close enough.
We're going to get blowback on that. We're going to get complaints.
An
I'm not complaining.
An evening with Jeff Foxworthy, presented by the Hamilton Southeastern Education Foundation at the Fishers Event Center, the FEC, Friday, February 21st. Enjoy the show, Lisa. Stay on the line. Allison will take care of you. Tickets are on sale right now at fisherseventcenter.com.
I think we should do this every day.
Done.
Love songs with Hammer.
Right.
Valentine's Day coming up.
Again, very few people can consider themselves the songbird of a generation like I can.
Is that
So,
right?
yes,
Is that right? Okay.
we will. We'll keep doing it up all week long. Now, Jeff Foxworthy is scheduled to call into the show tomorrow,
Oh, cool.
I believe.
Okay.
So that'll be pretty cool. All right, do not go anywhere. When we come back, you guys want to hear from a lunatic?
Well, is Rob Kendall still in the building?
Representative Jasmine Crockett. We'll hear from her next.
You got to love Low T Center, guys, because it's not a typical doctor's office. Their physicians specialize in treating low T with testosterone replacement therapy. They call it TRT for each unique patient, and they make it easy to get your levels checked. It's just a simple test. Their on-site labs get you in and out, and the results back right there. So I'm telling you, if you're tired, lack of motivation and drive, gaining weight, losing muscle mass, these are all signs of low T. Don't wait to find out.
The Low T Center experts, they take care of so many different things for men's health. Yes, testosterone is a big deal, but they can also screen you for some cancers. They can check you for sleep apnea, and you can even be evaluated to see if you qualify for GLP-1 weight loss medications. The Low T Center, they do it all for men. And if you refer another patient, you get $150 in store credit. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment today. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through March 23rd, get Xfinity Gig Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add an unlimited mobile line. Plus, get free Wi-Fi equipment included for 2 years. Switch today and join the network that delivers gig speed to the most homes. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan, auto-pay, start bank account. Taxes and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After 12 months, internet rate increases to $65. After 24 months, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center. Our multidisciplinary care team will guide you every step along the way.
It was very overwhelming at first, but I found this whole community of people who are understanding and just very supportive. So I have a lot of thankfulness and gratefulness for who I am through this and after this.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Coming up in 2 minutes, your local news after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recyclers Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
Thousands of federal workers in limbo. Elisa Brady, Fox News. A federal judge extending his temporary restraining order that blocks a Trump buyout program. More than 60,000 workers have already said yes to that deferred resignation.
We hope that this decision today will provide civil service workers with the assurance that the American people have their backs.
Elena Goldstein is a legal advisor for Democracy Forward, a group suing the government on behalf of federal employee unions, arguing in part that buyout might not be funded. The judge has not said when he'll issue a final decision. It's one of many lawsuits challenging Trump executive actions and the government efficiency efforts led by Elon Musk.
Well, some changes are hitting roadblocks. A federal judge blocked Elon Musk and Doge from accessing Treasury records after Democratic attorneys general filed suit. Musk called that decision absolutely insane. Vice President Vance went so far as to suggest that judges can't control the executive branch, which legal experts warned could precipitate a constitutional crisis, although Vance couched his statement referring to the executive branch's legitimate power.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. Democrats in Congress have a strategy to challenge the administration.
A rapid response task force and litigation working group has been established by House Democrats to contest efforts from the Department of Government Efficiency and Trump administration to gut certain parts of the government. On the Senate side, Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is launching a whistleblower protection portal for government employees to report concerns.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz in Washington. The president argues voters gave him a mandate to root out government waste. The Inspector General's office for USAID is now warning the agency for foreign aid has lost nearly all ability to track more than $8 billion in unspent aid after the Trump administration froze funding and put staff on leave, even though a court has temporarily blocked some of those actions. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A lot to look out for. Cloudy and 37 degrees downtown. Your radar is clear, but that could change tonight or tomorrow. Low of 29 later. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. This week's winter precipitation is supposed to come in 3 different rounds. Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says the first one rolls through tonight, and it could include some freezing rain for some of you.
The second one looks like it's going to arrive sometime Wednesday during the day and continue through Wednesday night. Now, that one, the low is going to track further north, which is going to provide more of a mix of different types of precipitation.
He says the third one will depend on what happens with the first two, so I guess keep an eye on your radar and your forecast. Jennings County man is accused of killing his own dad. John Herrick reports.
State police think there was a fight outside a home on Sunday involving Connor Montgomery, a woman, and 2 other kids. While this was happening, Connor's dad, Robert, was called to the scene before police were notified. Officers believe not long after Robert Montgomery got to the home, Connor shot and killed him. They also think he fired the gun off at the woman into the house prior to Robert's death. So Connor Montgomery was taken to the Jennings County Jail on several charges, one of which is murder. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
How does Indiana's average of $2.93 a gallon stack up with some other cities? Well, here's oil and gas analyst Troby Lundberg with the Lundberg Survey.
At the low end in this sample, Houston is $2.61. San Francisco Bay is the high at $4.62. Salt Lake City, $3.04. Boston, $3.15, and Chicago is $3.45.
Gas Buddy says the cheapest gasoline you can get in the States over in Avon. If you're out there, you can fill up for $2.49. And after the Super Bowl yesterday, you might be wondering when Indianapolis will get a chance to host another.
The city officials, local officials have not ruled it out. I think a lot of people are questioning whether that will happen. Probably, perhaps not.
Gary Digg with Inside Indiana Business tells WIBC's Tony Katz that the city still does have a very good relationship with the NFL. That's why the Combine's still here through 2026, and Indy has put in a couple of bids to potentially host a future NFL draft. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
It's Hammer and Nigel for Window Nation. February is a short month, and if you haven't looked at your calendar yet, it ends on February 28th, which, coincidentally, is the last day that you can save 60% off all window styles from Window Nation. Plus, you could get 0 interest with no payments for 2 years. But now only through the end of February. That's less than 28 days to save big on some of the best windows you could buy. Less than 28 days to get windows that will protect your home and family for decades. Less than 28 days to get a quote on the windows that are going to stop the drafts and leaks and save you money on utility bills every month.
This February, you could miss Groundhog's Day and maybe even Valentine's Day. But do not miss your chance to save 60% off all windows and pay nothing for 2 years only from Window Nation. Schedule that free in-home consultation right now by calling 866-90-NATION or visiting windownation.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Harrison southbound 65 at 21st on the approach to downtown. Crash just pushed out of the left lane. Still stop and go back to MLK. Southbound 65 70 struggling from the north split down to Fletcher because of an earlier stall. Indicator Township southwest side State Road 67 Kentucky Avenue closed in both directions south of Canby Road because of a traffic hazard. Untold power lines are being worked on there. Crash on the west side High School Road at Gateway Drive. Crash northeast side Allisonville Road at 96th Street. Northbound 69 slowing from Cynthia Road up to State Road 13 because of road construction, and that's in the left lane. Traffic sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. One expert tax prep. Jackson Hewitt will give you $100 to switch. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds will increase tonight with lows falling down to the upper 20s to low 30s. Chance for some light snow Tuesday morning with a better chance for snow south of Indy with highs in the mid-30s under cloudy skies. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel. Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's...
Hammer, it is a wild time in America. I'm going to hit you with some news here. You might not believe it. Democrats are melting down. Their heads are spinning because Donald Trump, President Trump, I can't believe this. President Trump wants to eliminate wasteful spending and government corruption. It's
what?
And
You mean the current president, Donald Trump, wants to find out where the money is going and eliminate waste? We need to have a riot. We need to get a big protest gathered together. Maybe we'll get Lib Lady from the YouTube chat out here. This must end right now, Nigel.
I got to tell you, I don't know what to think because, I mean, for the past 4 years, it's been out of control spending. The spending bills, Kamala Harris signed off on the tying vote, money to Ukraine. And then all of a sudden, Donald Trump gets elected, and it's like, well, what happened to the price of eggs? What are these tariffs that you're talking about? What's going on here? And then Doge with Elon Musk.
Who they loved, 5-6 years ago.
Oh, please. Everybody loved Elon Musk. Everybody. Republicans, Democrats, Elon Musk was going to save climate change, Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
Electric vehicles.
Sure.
And he knows how to do it. Pete Buttigieg didn't really know how to do it as transportation secretary.
Pete Buttigieg couldn't fill potholes in South Bend.
But now all of a sudden, this guy that campaigned with Donald Trump, who, like, we all knew that Elon Musk was kind of a package deal with Donald Trump when
he went to
Trump
rallies.
voters,
He campaigned with him, yeah.
Yeah, this is not a surprise. Elon Musk is now part of Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, and going line by line and cutting probably trillions of dollars worth, which will amount to trillions of dollars worth of spending in the United States.
So again, for those of you scoring at home, people have their panties in a twist because we're finding fraud and corruption. Okay. Representative Jasmine Crockett. She is from Texas.
Yep.
She is a flamethrower for the Democrats. Doesn't really have a lot of couth about her. She kind of flips out a lot from time to time. She's at some protest where people are very upset that Doge and Elon Musk and Donald Trump are going to be looking at places where they can save money. And oh, by the way, she also says that Donald Trump is turning America into Russia, and it's all because we're finding corruption in the government. Take a listen.
We know that we work for the American people, and what we're not going to do is stand around while they pull this bullshit that they trying to pull right now. We are not going to sit around while you go ahead and desecrate our Constitution, or you look at the laws that have been passed into law and say, never mind, we'll just ignore that. Instead, we are going to be in your face, we are going to be on your asses, and we are going to make sure you understand what democracy looks like. So let me tell you something, Mr. Trump. You gonna learn a few lessons from us.
Sure.
You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out, all right? Now, y'all know he likes to pound around with Putin, right? He's trying to turn us into Russia.
Isn't she a delight? She sounds so intelligent, and I'm so happy she has a vote on the security of this country, Nige.
Well, I mean, it doesn't offer up any details or any examples of how he's desecrating the Constitution. Sounds great.
Sure.
She delivers the message. Great disseminator of information in terms of how she does it. All right? Very powerful speaker, very loud voice. I understand how some people on her side would look at her and say, okay, I like her. But it doesn't offer up any facts or anything like that. Just, talking about desecrating the Constitution, Mr. Trump. I just believe people like her and even AOC. We played the clip of AOC last week saying, this dude ain't so smart. She was talking about Elon Musk. This dude ain't so smart. We have even Bernie Sanders. I'm sorry. I'm thinking back during the committee hearings. Are you opposed to this onesie? RFK Jr., I believe he was addressed. The onesie. This onesie has an anti-vax message. Like, all these people have passed their prime. I mean, just Jasmine Crockett is young, and she's outspoken and vocal. But altogether, I think people are just kind of, at least I am, maybe I'm projecting, I'm shaking my head. I'm like, okay.
Well, she talks about the Constitution, right? And she picks and chooses which things about the Constitution she likes. Because, we do have laws in this country. We do have some constitutional things that she's not in favor of. She loves a good old-fashioned open border. Well, we have an immigration policy in this country that is law, but she doesn't like that. And here's the thing that drives me really nuts more than anything else. Okay, I get it. Elon Musk is the new boogeyman to the political left. Maybe even more so than Trump. I don't know. They're going after Elon right now. The same people that are upset that Elon Musk has like a 19-year-old economic whiz kid on the Doge team.
Sure.
Looking over places where we could save money. They're yelling out, we don't need a 19-year-old looking through our information. He's too young. But these are also the same voters that say a 6-year-old has every right to change what their sex is and have gender-changing surgery as a minor.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, it's ridiculous. Elon is their new boogeyman. And here's another example. This is a pastor in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Steve Caudle. Now, some could say this is an incitement to violence, but when the political left does it, it's not. Take a listen.
And in this nation, I'm worried that we are on the verge of bloodshed. This is an attempt to take us back to a day that we do not want to go, and we will not go. So therefore, there will be conflict. I pray that the peace of God will win out and overcome the madness that is attempting to take over this nation. And I will say to you, beloved, no one likes violence, but sometimes violence is necessary. When Elon Musk forces his way into the United States Treasury and threatens to steal your personal information and your Social Security check, there is the possibility of violence.
Steals.
Sometimes the devil will act so ugly that you have no other choice but to get violent and fight. Well, someone might say, now, Reverend, you shouldn't be talking about violence. This isn't the Christian thing to do. Well, I will say, why not talk this way? Because Jesus did.
I think it's time to fight fire with fire, Nigel. Hold on. I think it's time to fight fire with fire. This weekend at his service, I want Pastor Micah Beckwith to talk about punching Bernie Sanders. It's time to fight back. We're not taking this anymore. I want to hear Pastor Micah Beckwith talk about punching Bernie Sanders.
But what's this pastor talking about? Ask Jesus about violence. Like is he talking about Jesus flipping over the tables in the church where there was gambling and stuff going on like that? Is that the violence that he was talking about? That's the only thing I can think of other than the fact that Jesus was nailed to a cross and tortured mercilessly before that. That right there, that guy is a scammer.
Does that compare in any way to doing an audit? Because really, that's all Doge is doing. They're doing audits. Every business, every company has audits.
I was trying to get all religious and like into the text of the biblical, and you probably put it in more simpler terms than I could have right there.
Yeah, the Chattanooga pastor who's ready to throw down over a third-party audit seems a little bit extreme, but again, Pastor Beckwith, I want you to fight back. It's your turn to respond this weekend. I want him up there cutting a promo like he's a WWE superstar in the middle of the ring with a microphone. Well, let me tell you something, Bernie Sanders. Matt Baer, what's going on?
Looking at a crash in the north split. It is southbound 65 as 70 southbound 65 exiting to the through traffic portion of southbound 65-70. Left lane is blocked and traffic stop and go back to 21st Street. Eastbound 465 slows from Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Also looking at a crash on the west side, High School Road at Gateway Road. Crash north side, 96th Street east of Ditch Road, and a crash on the northeast side, Allisonville Road at 96. Northbound 69 heading up to Fortville, maybe Noblesville. We do have slow traffic before State Road 13 because of construction blocking the left lane. Traffic sponsored by the Tile Shop. Pros get more at the Tile Shop. More selection like new wood and vinyl flooring options for every budget. More perks and more service like free curbside pickup. Start getting more at the Tile Shop. Visit your local showroom today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
37 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Coming up next, a spirited round of Are You Okay With This? You don't want to miss it. Come on back.
So, what do you do with a 401k from an old employer? Or maybe you're trying to decide between a trust or a will. Thinking about when you can actually retire? Now's the time to call the investment team at Trajan Wealth. Matt Bear here, hi. With core philosophies of low expenses, manager tenure, and tax efficiency, Trajan Wealth is different from their competitors and will collaborate with you on a tailor-made portfolio with your priorities and dreams in mind. Call to schedule your complimentary consultation and meet the team, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. My favorite part, Trajan Wealth is a fiduciary, meaning they always have to act in your best interest. That's real security. That's peace of mind. Call Trajan Wealth, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Cardiac issues are the #1 cause of death every year. If you'd like to learn more about a heart health program that offers more than just drugs or surgery, join us for a free holistic integration educational seminar, Beyond Medicine, a holistic approach to heart health. Wednesday, February 26th at 6 p.m. You'll hear from Dr. Robert Prather, host of the Voice of Health Radio. Plus, you can get our autonomic nervous system test that measures your heart function, nervous system, and circulatory system for just $49, normally a $195 value.
What's great about the ANS test, we can see things, if you're getting evaluated even by your top cardiologist, you're not getting that information.
The Holistic Integration Free Educational Seminar featuring Dr. Robert Prather, Wednesday, February 26th at 6 p.m. Reserve your seat by calling 317-848-8048 or online at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
This Valentine's Day, shop at Helzberg and get up to 50% off select jewelry, like a diamond pendant that says,
"I'm so lucky I met you."
a stunning engagement ring to say,
"Let's make this day unforgettable."
or an anniversary band to tell them.
10 years, and we still got it.
Come to Helzberg this Valentine's and get up to 50% off select jewelry and engagement rings. A perfect gift designed with the love and care worthy of your story. Visit a Helzberg store or helzberg.com.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swingco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swingco 317-407-1868 or swingcollc.com.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead.
Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
We all know who Dana White is, right? Businessman, CEO, president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
He's a big, energetic dude.
Man, it's a mixed martial arts organization that just it brought it up from nothing, and now he's just worth $500 million. So, and he is another guy that doesn't give an F. Okay?
Correct.
So Dana White was speaking with reporters in Australia about the UFC. Dana had thoughts about the Aussie media after a writer said that Dana's politics made him physically sick.
A place that is so tough, and the people, everything on land and the water can kill you. You have the biggest p***s I've ever seen in the media in my life. I saw a story where a guy was like, I saw Dana do a podcast with the premiere, and it physically made me sick. Holy shit. You guys have to have the biggest p***s of all time in the media here. Your media are such weak human beings. I thought we had weak media. You guys win hands down.
Do you say anything, or do you literally just ignore them?
We were actually laughing about it. We were reading the story in the back and cracking up at that guy. That guy's got to be the biggest fucking wimp on planet Earth.
Are you okay with Dana White's response to the Aussie media for that question, Hammer?
Yeah, because you could give that same speech probably here in America.
Oh, sure.
He's right. There's a line in there in that rant. I don't know if anybody caught it where he was like, I thought our media was bad, but you guys, like, it takes a lot to be more of a butt sniffer. I'll try to clean it up here from what Dana said than, the United States, because we have media in this country. Remember when Chris Matthews talked about Obama? He gave me a thrill up my leg. Like, you see what they do on MSNBC to Pete Buttigieg and what they did for 4 years running cover for Biden, and just ridiculous nonsense. And for Australia to be worse, holy crap. So, yeah, I'm all in. Good for Dana White. I love that rant, and I hope he comes back to the States and delivers the same speech.
Boy, they were, and Dana White's right. Australia was even more draconian, I believe, than the United States when it came down to COVID and restrictions and things like that. And speaking of that, McDonald's reporting a steeper than expected drop in quarterly U.S. sales.
Oh, no.
Almost a 1.5% decline, the largest since the height of the COVID pandemic almost 5 years ago. Hammer, are you okay with this?
No, I'm not okay with this. I hate when McDonald's struggles. It feels like it's a family business that's not doing well. As much time and energy and money and resources that I put into it. It's like raising a kid and seeing him get bad grades. I'm like, what's going on? Don't you know that I love you? Come on, I'm just asking for a little bit here. But it's not because people are souring on fast food. There's a reason here. So they had this E. coli outbreak where they had to suspend sales of quarter pounders for a little while.
QPC, as I call them. Quarter pounder with cheese.
If I'm doing a March Madness style bracket of my favorite items from McDonald's, I think the QPC comes in at number 3.
Oh.
Big Mac, McNuggets, quarter pounder, then fries.
Okay.
That's the order. So it is one of my favorites, but there was a reason why sales were down. People didn't trust McDonald's. They were thinking, well, hell, if the quarter pounder is in danger, maybe the Big Mac is, maybe the double cheeseburgers are, maybe the Happy Meals are. So they went through a little rough period there. I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. As long as people like myself and not Kenny Rogers, who goes there like 8 times a day, Jeff Boggs. People like us will keep them in business. I went to McDonald's yesterday.
A woman is trending on social media for her video of what different singers would sound like if they stubbed their toe.
Okay.
So in each part, she walks into a bedroom. I'm trying to give you a visual here.
Okay.
She walks into a bedroom, stubs her toe, and then does these voices: Ariana Grande, Shakira, Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. So imagine this random chick on TikTok walking into a room, stubbing her toe, and then imitating what it would sound like if each one of those singers stubbed their toe. Shakira. Lady Gaga.
Oops, I
Brittany.
hit it again.
Christina.
Is this anything?
Yes, this is something.
Or I'm sorry, are you okay with this? I'm sorry.
I'm okay with it.
I got
It's
confused.
something, all things check the box here. I think the Britney and Shakira, I think, were the best of that group. The Britney and Shakira. Yes, I love this kind of goofy crap.
Yeah.
Now, what you just heard, Nige, and Allison, I want you involved in this too. I'm going to play some things for you. I want you to tell me if the following things that we've done in the past are better, worse, or the same compared to what you just heard. You just heard a woman doing impressions of singers stubbing their toe. On our show in the past, we've done musicians falling down the stairs, like David Lee Roth.
Oh!
Okay. How about Whitney Houston? And last but not least, Michael Jackson. So which is better?
Oh, man.
Stubbing the toe or falling down the stairs? Allison?
Definitely the stairs.
Yeah, I
it's
was
the
gonna
sound
say,
effects, the whole thing.
Michael Jackson. Can you?
The visuals.
Michael Jackson falling down the stairs. Please play that again. Yeah. Please.
All right, coming up next, keeping our eye on the weather. Not a lot of good news to pass along, but
whatever.
It might not be doom and gloom. We'll talk about that if we don't fall down the stairs first. Up next is Harrison Silcox.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A winter storm headed this way, 37 degrees and partly cloudy in downtown Indianapolis. Nothing on your radar yet. That could change tomorrow. 29 your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:33. Rounds of wintry precipitation expected to move through the state this week.
Now, that first one is looking like it'll impact southern portions of Indiana with the greatest amounts near like the Indiana-Kentucky border.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service says around an inch of snow could arrive with the second round showing up Wednesday night. The third one may not show up until closer to the weekend. And a government buyout offer from the Trump administration will stay on hold, according to an order from a federal judge. Here's Fox's Jared Halpern with more.
A deadline for federal employees to accept a resignation offer will continue to be extended. A federal judge in Boston is leaving a temporary stay in place until a final ruling on a challenge to the buyout plan. The White House says more than 65,000 federal workers accepted the deal that allows them to resign immediately and be paid through the fiscal year. The program is tied to a back-to-the-office policy. A Thursday night deadline was initially set for individuals to decide, but that was put on hold for arguments today. District Court Judge George O'Toole says he's keeping his order in place for now. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
A fight in a parking lot near the Castleton Square Mall Sunday morning turned into a police chase when one of the suspects involved in the fight drove off in a car. Police tried pulling them over, but the driver refused. The Suspect then wrecked the car they were driving. It went off-road off 465 near North Meridian Street. 2 people inside that car were badly hurt, but they should recover from those injuries. IMPD says 5 people have been arrested from that fight. And connected vehicle data is something that can help you if there's bad weather or traffic. John Havrick reports.
Think of it as using Apple or Google Maps on your phone when you drive. Professor Darcy Bullock is the director of the Joint Transportation and Research Program at Purdue University. He says they've looked at ways this kind of data can be most effective.
In general, you worry about severity, duration, and spatial extent. And this connected vehicle data gives us a very nice way of visualizing that.
Which is why he says it can help even the novice driver or a public agency who can use it as a resource. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
With traffic at 5:32, here's Matt Baer.
Harrison, looking at southbound 65 in the north split. It is a crash blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to 21st Street. Delay time now 14 minutes. Decatur Township, southwest side, State Road 67, Kentucky Avenue, still closed south of Canby Road because of a traffic hazard until it involves power lines. Eastbound 465 on the north side slows Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. And then northbound 69 heading up to maybe Lapel, Pendleton. Northbound 69 stop-and-go traffic now about a mile and a half before State Road 13 because of construction blocking the left lane. Crash northeast side, Allisonville Road at 96, and now a crash on the south side, Hannah Avenue at State. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 Cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road North, Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds will increase tonight with lows falling down to the upper 20s to low 30s. Chance for some light snow Tuesday morning with a better chance for snow south of Indy with highs in the mid-30s under cloudy skies. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
So yeah, Hammer, keeping an eye on the weather. We just heard meteorologist Stephen Diana say something about there's snow accumulation like south tonight, but then the next couple of days it could be more central here in the city.
Yeah, it's basically just depends on where the storm system goes, right? So you could see some light snow accumulation like around Bloomington, Columbus, before sunrise tomorrow. Now, if you're down by like the Ohio River area, which some people can still hear our show, our station down there, this is a powerhouse, you might get a little bit more snow. The further south you go, the more chance you might get some snow before sunrise tomorrow. But what we're really looking at here is Wednesday. And maybe we'll get Marcus or Tara or somebody on the show tomorrow, but Wednesday afternoon into the pre-dawn hours of Thursday, there's a big system coming through. And if it continues to track north, I think we're going to be okay. The heaviest snow will miss most of central Indy if the track continues like it is. We would just see some freezing rain, some regular rain, just cold, miserable, wet conditions, right? But it would also occur maybe beginning around rush hour on Wednesday, which is not good. But if it continues to track north, we'll deal with rain, we'll deal with snow. But if it comes down a little bit, now we're getting all that crap and a lot more snow. And if that's not enough, the old trifecta, the frush, if you will, the third system...
As Takashi would say, the frush.
The third system possibly beginning Saturday afternoon.
Oh, come on.
It kind of depends on the temperature of what we're going to get. Wintry mix is what it's calling for. If it's a little warmer, we're just going to get like sleet and some rain. But if that temperature drops, more snow could linger into Sunday morning.
I'm looking on wishtv.com. I'm kind of comparing that to what I'm seeing on my iPhone. I don't know if the Wish TV meteorologists like me doing that or not, but this is how I
do not
look. Okay.
Let me just answer that on behalf of Tara and Marcus.
Okay.
They do not.
All right, fine. But that's what I do. All right? I wake up in the morning and I turn on WIBC on Alexa, and then I turn on Wish TV on my television, and then occasionally I'll check that app on my phone. I'm seeing things like 80% on Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah, we're getting something. Whether it's a lot of snow or just rain is the question.
Okay. Can we please schedule a conversation with Tara or Marcus or somebody?
Yes.
In the next couple of days, please, because I'm very concerned.
Yeah, this stinks. I mean, it's better than the minus 20 wind chill or whatever the hell that was like a couple weeks back. I'll deal with some rain, maybe even freezing rain, but I don't want to shovel. Man, shoveling sucks. Ugh. We even have like a snow blower, but that's for like the street and the big driveways. You still got to get out and shovel a little bit, right?
They really warn you. When I say they, I mean the media. They like if it's a big snow day and you decide to break out your shovel, hey, be careful, you might die of a heart attack.
That's true. Very true. We heard that a lot.
There's lots of things you could die from in terms of having exercise and being physical. Like, hey, a lot of sticks have fallen from the trees out of the storm. Be careful when you pick the sticks up because you could have a heart attack.
You know, Ryan Mears lets a lot of people out of jail with an ankle monitor. And to be honest, we don't even monitor it. There was a dead dude in a tanning bed in Greenwood for 2 days. Had no idea.
Geez.
So be careful if you're walking around Indy.
Goodness gracious.
Speaking of Indy, man, this story... It continues the disturbing trend that we've talked about for the last couple of years, how young some of these criminals are now. So the IMPD has arrested an adult and 4 juveniles for 2 carjackings that took place on the north side of Indianapolis this past Friday. The youngest person involved in this, again, these are armed carjackings, 13 years old, Nige. 13.
Yeah, well.
So Friday night, officers responded to a call on the north side, Tanglewood Square, of an armed carjacking. Now, according to the press release sent to us from the IMPD, there was a guy sitting in a vehicle in a parking lot when 4 people with handguns approached him, robbed his vehicle, and then fled. Okay, so now they've got 2 vehicles. They've got their car and the car they just jacked. So these perpetrators split up. Well, police use like license plate technology, eyewitness accounts. They find where these vehicles are at. And now we've got 2 police chases going on here. So on one chase, the police had to throw down like those little things that flatten your tire, whatever they're called, like the sticks. You know what I'm talking about?
Spikes.
Spikes. Yeah. They throw it down in the road. And a 20-year-old, the adult, was arrested along with a 14-year-old who was also in this armed carjacking. So that was one pursuit. The other pursuit, this lunatic crashed into a fully marked police vehicle driven by a 17-year-old here, crashes into a police vehicle. Everybody flees. And this is where the 13-year-old, the 15-year-old taken into custody, the 17-year-old was the one that was driving, tried to flee on foot. They ultimately caught him. Here's what everybody's charged with after a big armed carjacking on the north side. The adult, armed robbery and resisting law enforcement. 13-year-old, resisting law enforcement. 14-year-old, resisting law enforcement. 15-year-old, possession of a firearm by a minor and resisting law enforcement. 17-year-old, possession of a firearm by a minor, possession of an altered handgun, and resisting law enforcement. So my question is anything going to happen to these minors? Because we know what the criminal justice system is like in Indy. This was an armed carjacking. You had a 15-year-old pointing a gun at people, threatening to do God knows what. Is anything going to happen to them?
Why are 15-year-olds pointing guns at people to carjack them and not 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds? Why?
Because they can get away with it.
They're juvies. They're going to get sent up to Noblesville. They're going to go through the system. They're going to get back out. and the people that are facilitating these young kids, that are guiding these young kids, hope they get in some kind of trouble. Aiding and abetting, I have no clue, but there's a reason why you're finding younger and younger individuals, juveniles, perpetuating these crimes, is because we can't identify who they are. We don't know who they are, and they're young. Unless they get charged as an adult for a much more serious crime, like murder, I don't know what the solution is here.
Now, the prosecutor's office said they will make the final charging decision, but I think we all know, based off of past history, where that's going. The prosecutor in Marion County acts more like a public defender because he doesn't even want this job. He's going after Hogsett's job. We're heading to that Democrat civil war between Vop Ostley and Ryan Mears, and that's like picking a giant douche at a turd sandwich to be the next mayor. Super Bowl commercials. We haven't talked about any commercials yet. Anything stick out to you?
I mean, I think the Dunking commercial with Ben Affleck was funny. Whatever that commercial was when the mustaches were flying off their faces was funny. I don't know which one that was. I really liked I liked Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise at the beginning of the Super Bowl, kind of kicking off. They had two separate things kicking off, starting the Super Bowl. Really loved that, and Tom Cruise has the new Mission Impossible. They debuted that final trailer. Loved that. I'm sure there's some other ones, not very many.
Did the Shane Gillis, Post Malone, Peyton Manning one do anything for you?
The only one I remember was the one we saw before the Super Bowl when they were each drinking.
Right.
You're not allowed to drink beer on an actual Super Bowl commercial, and they made a bit out of that. I don't know.
This was the one where they were saving the cul-de-sac party, and they brought the Bud Lights, and Peyton Manning was there.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know.
The out-of-control grannies were kind of funny. Like the grannies that were acting like they were young on spring break. She flashes the bingo guy.
Yeah. That was good.
I saw a lot of people on social media saying they like the nostalgia of the When Harry Met Sally commercial. This was Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan.
Oh, but
I think it's for mayonnaise. You know, they were at some diner. I think it was the same diner from the movie. Sydney Sweeney's in it too.
I can't believe they let us back in this place. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, boy.
So good. Oh, it's so.
This one's real.
Oh.
It's because of the mayonnaise.
I'll have what she's having.
So they recreate that famous scene. Because she has the good mayonnaise, she does the thing.
I don't know. A woman in her early to mid 60s having pleasure in the middle of a restaurant.
Well, her face is only 12, Nige. Did you see Meg Ryan?
I was going to say it didn't really do anything.
I thought it was a promo for a new Joker movie. I mean, that thing, whoo, there's not a wrinkle anywhere, and I don't think she can not smile. It's a lot of work done on old Meg.
Did you watch the new Joker movie?
Oh, God, yes.
Do we want to talk about that just real quick? I know I'm derailing here, but...
So, it came out like last year, but I rarely go to the movies, right? I'm good for maybe one a year, maybe two if I got a hair up my ass.
Second Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix and
Lady Gaga. Right. Who, by the way, was fantastic in the pregame of the Super Bowl. That song that she plays on the piano, like at the end of Top Gun Maverick, paying tribute to the first responders. I thought that was great. The Folie à Deux movie sucks. It is so awful. It came on HBO. Like, I have all the HBO channels at home.
It's been on there for a few months, yeah.
So I'm bachelor padded at home right now, right? So late at night, it's like 11 o'clock, nothing going on. I see it coming on. It's like, you know what? I'm up. I'm going to watch it. Every 5 to 10 minutes, somebody's singing. God, it sucks.
Like a musical type thing?
Yes, like this fantasy sequence.
Choreograph.
Oh, it's the worst. I hate singing in movies. It sucks. And I normally like Todd Phillips as a director. I love the Hangover movies.
Sure.
The first Joker was great. Old school movies like that. I love his work. But this thing is just it's not even a turd. It's the peanut in the turd, man. This thing is awful. I know it was nominated for a bunch of Razzies. It deserves it.
Okay.
Just stop singing. God almighty, stop the singing. Now, I think I understand what people go through when we do Sing Along with Hammer. Having watched that movie on HBO, oh, it's the worst.
100 times more entertaining when we do that with you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. A lot of folks give up on their bodies in their 40s or 50s. Statistically, we gain 1.5 pounds every year past 50, and it's usually a tough slog to fight that. 19 years ago, I took a friend's recommendation, and I went to Exercise Inc. for one of their free consultations. Me? I didn't want to get heavy. I wanted to stay trim and in shape, and that was really a struggle. 19 years ago, I went, and 19 years later, I'm still going every week. They've helped me to reach and maintain my health and fitness goals, and they do that with specific strength training in only 20 minutes a week. You've just got to try this health and exercise approach, and the consultation is free. My guess is that, like me, you'll be skeptical for the first couple of weeks, and then it happens. You'll feel better. You'll probably lose some weight, and you'll probably look better, too. Go to Exercise Inc. today and sign up for a free consultation. Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Greenwood, now in Fishers, too. ExerciseInc.com.
If you're drowning in unresolved tax debt, know this. The IRS can place a lien on your home, garnish your paycheck, and levy your bank account. That's catastrophe for you.
We interrupt this message to bring you some good news about your tax debt. We're TaxRise, experienced tax professionals who can help you seek relief programs and work directly with the IRS on your behalf. Find out if you qualify with a free consultation. 888-788-4220. Eric from South Carolina owed over $74,000. We helped reduce it to $798. Troy, a disabled veteran, owed over $142,000 and settled at $500. We've helped thousands of clients with their tax problems, and we're ready to help you. So take the drama out of your tax debt and rise above your situation with TaxRise. For your free consultation, call 888-788-4220. 888-788-4220.
Results vary, not guaranteed. Client names changed. TaxRise is not IRS affiliated or a law firm.
Let's talk about getting back to your best. Lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido? It could be signs of low testosterone. Know your T levels. Get tested. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. The true experts are at Low T Center, and everyone's different. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program.
Get personalized treatment at Low T Center. For current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 referral credit when you refer a new patient. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment today. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Don Fisher here for QC Kinetics. I want to share with you the best thing I've done for my knee pain. I've been hearing commercials about the groundbreaking treatments that QC Kinetics offers for months. Meantime, my chronic knee pain had hit an all-time high threshold. I wanted to stay active and enjoy playing golf again without the pain. So I decided to call and book an appointment. And what I found out was that QC Kinetics is the non-surgical solution. I have no knee pain and feel like I did 10 years ago. And it's all because of the non-invasive therapy from QC Kinetics.
Discover the solution to joint pain with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. For a free consultation, call 463-282-6886.
I'm back to playing golf and enjoying life. Take it from me, this is the best call you can make to relieve your orthopedic pain.
For your free consultation, call QC Kinetics today. 463-282-6886. 463-282-6886.
Tap into your well-being with Audible audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Listen to insight and motivation for better health, relationships, finance, and more. Sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go.
Would you like fries with that?
Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Matt Baer, what's up?
State Road 67 in Decatur Township shut down. South of Canby Road, that's because of a traffic hazard and work going on there. I'm told it involves the power lines. Downtown crash, southbound 6570 in the north split, blocking the left lane. This is on the through traffic portion of southbound 65 like you're going to Greenwood. And right now we're backed up to 21st Street for a delay time of 16 minutes. Crash northeast side, Allisonville Road at 96. Crash west side, High School Road at Gateway Drive. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
37 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Nige, the Never Miss a Super Bowl Club, made it. The 3 surviving members of the folks that have never missed the Super Bowl, like this club they go to, they're 88, 85, and 82.
Oh, wow.
They all made it to the game yesterday.
They've been to all the Super Bowls?
They've gone to every Super Bowl since the first one in 1967.
Pretty cool.
Here they are.
It's great to get with these guys again. I'm probably one of the original members.
My favorite city to watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, right. I mean, the people here, the weather's usually good.
My favorite city is New Orleans.
I have no idea what they said, but I still think they're too young to be United States senators, Nige.
I was going to say, I understood them much better than anything that has ever come out of Joe Biden's mouth.
Right. I don't know if that was like one person, 3 people, or if it was just the sound of like a dog chewing on a bone, but good for those guys. Dateline, California.
Yeah.
Hot air balloon company offering couples the chance to go 1 mile up high and have sex and join the Mile High Club.
What? A hot air balloon?
So the pilot is in this like separate little compartment thing they've got in the balloon.
Sure.
And then the people that pay admission go to this other area where you can go a mile high in the sky and funnel some hog.
I'm good with a Shell gasoline bathroom down on the ground.
Because you're classy.
Yeah.
And you grew up with dignity.
Right. I don't need to go up into a hot air balloon.
See? Nigel gets it. I don't know why these people in California don't. Do not go anywhere. We got another hour to go. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here with an amazing offer for my friends at Hope Plumbing. For the month of February, install a tankless water heater and get $1,000 off. That's right, get $1,000 off any tankless water heater. So if taking endless hot showers, cutting down on your gas bill, and saving space in your home is on your to-do list, call my friends at Hope Plumbing.